All right, so yeah, welcome guys. If you're watching this on YouTube, that means that production went well, and we can actually upload this on YouTube. But yeah, I'm joined here with Deathsie. We're gonna do some Duskmourn limited ratings. And Deathsie, are we gonna use the letter grades? What do you want to do? You want to give everything S tier?
Yeah. So I think I'm happy to use letter grades, but they're generally just pretty flexible. Yeah. I don't think that they have to be so strict, but generally what I like to do is like A, the super good cards, C, just like really average whatever cards.
C is average.
F,
okay.
Unplayable.
Okay.
So
and then okay.
B
okay.
and D are in between those, and then S is when it's like too good to be even A tier. So there's just like a special.
Okay, S is just it's just ridiculous. Okay, that's good. So C is average, and then B and D is above and above average. F is unplayable. A is like really good, like really good, and then S is just like the best cards in the set, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And S tier cards, they're usually gonna be rare or mythic, but every once in a while you're gonna get something crazy. But yeah, usually that's gonna be a rare or mythic.
Okay, cool. All right, so we should start with the multicolor cards first, because they usually tell you what each color does, and so we're gonna do color greater than 1, rarity equals uncommon. So we can just look at this. Okay. We'll start it by color, and I guess we can just alternate reading cards, I guess. But
sure, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. So it seems like that the two white blue uncommons really want you to do enchantments. So there's a 2-mana 2/2 that. We'll just explain the mechanic the first time each time. But Eerie is whenever you have an enchantment enter, or whenever you fully unlock a room, which we'll see later, you get an effect. And for this one, Eerie, you get a 1/1. And then the other uncommon is a 2-mana 2/3 that enchantments cost less, so cost 1 less. And then unlocking doors cost 1 less. And does this apply to casting doors from your hand? Do you know?
No, I don't actually know. So actually, most of these cards are going to be new to me as well. So I don't know really what the room mechanic is or the door mechanic is either. So
okay, so let's look at a random door. So like let's go Meat Locker because that's the only one I remember. Okay, so Meat Locker is so this is like it's like a room, right? You can cast either side from your hand, and then after it's on the battlefield, you can pay the other cost to unlock it, right? So it says here, so Meat Locker is 3 mana. You stun something, and then for 5 mana you can draw 3 and discard a card. Based on this wording, I don't think it works casting from your hand because it's this unlock costs.
Yeah.
You pay cost 1 less. You're not casting the card, right? So I don't think it works. It only works if you are playing it. So which makes sense because all rooms are enchantments, which means that it already got a one less kind of discount, right?
Yeah, so basically this blue-white card discounts both sides, essentially.
Yeah, it discounts when you play a room and when you unlock rooms, it costs less. So yeah, what do you think about the blue-white cards here? What kind of grade are you thinking about?
Whenever the champion control enters, whenever you fully unlock room, make a 1/1 gremlin. I mean, it sounds pretty cool. I don't know how expensive the rooms are gonna be, but I mean, it sounds like an awesome mechanic as well. Like. Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah,
there's like an escape room type thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of 1-mana rooms in blue, I believe. That you just play on the battlefield. It does like something small, but yeah, I think this can get very out of hand, right? Like lots of 1/1s, and the set doesn't have a lot of AOE.
I think both of them look good. I mean, if rooms are gonna be good, then these are likely just gonna be good as well. I mean, so generally with multicolor cards, I like to rate them taking into account like the difficulty of their casting costs as well. So like generally, even if like a multicolor card's super good, I'm gonna give it like a little bit lower than what I would normally give like a single color card.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe I would say something like C+ for both of these, something like that.
C+? Oh my god, you're gonna use a plus. Okay, I guess that's fine. Okay, you use C+. Okay. Dude, I don't know.
We don't have to though.
We could. I'll see. I reserve the right to add pluses and minuses, but I think Gremlin Tamer is much better because, like, making your stuff cost 1 less. I don't think it's like a big deal because you just want
Yeah.
you just want to play as many as possible, right? It seems like if you want to proc Eerie a lot. So I think Gremlin Tamer is a little better. I would give Gremlin Tamer B and the Inquisitive Glimmer C. That's my
Okay, yeah.
first thought. Yeah.
I think I could get around that as well, yeah. And these are obviously going to be just sort of almost placeholder ratings just because, well, we have to see the rest of the cards to see exactly how good they are. But yeah, but they look good. They look good.
Yeah, the blue way looks good. All right, so you can do the blue-black ones.
All right, dude, these look cool as hell, man. Fear of
cool.
Infinity.
Yeah.
There's like an Ouroboros on there.
Yeah, yeah. It's
3 mana 2/2, flying lifelink. Fear of Infinity can't block. Eerie, whenever an enchantment control enters and whenever you fully unlock a room, you may return Fear of Infinity from a graveyard to your hand. Okay, so recursion something.
Recursion, yeah.
Skullcap Nuisance is going to be a 2 mana, 1/4 flying. Eerie, whenever an enchantment control enters and whenever you fully unlock a room, surveil 1. Okay.
Yep.
So, I mean, like, it looks cool and all. Like, the Fear of Infinity is cool since it has flying and lifelink, but it can't block. It does come back. It just looks like more sort of Dimir, like, I don't know, like Dimir recursion stuff. I don't really like the Skullcap Nuisance. I mean, it is a 1/4 flyer. It's kind of tanky.
So yeah, I guess a little bit of a fast forward here. There's another mechanic in this set, which is Survivor, which rewards creatures that are tapped after the combat phase, right? Did they do something? So I feel like a 1/4 flying doesn't really match up well against Survivor, because if they have like a 2/2 with Survivor and they attack you and you block, they still get the Survivor thing, right?
Okay.
So I feel like the 1/4 is kind of not exciting for me, because you really want to kill their Survivor units, I would think. I mean, love 1/4 flying. 1/4 flying is a very good stat line though.
Yeah, that's a great stat line. I think the ability is really like whatever.
Yeah, and I think Fear of Infinity is insane. I think this card is like absolutely stupid. You get to your opponent can't race you, and if they ever kill it and you just play anything, right? You play any enchantment, you get it back to your hand, and God forbid if you have 2 of these, you just loop.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, the card looks like a legendary actually, like based off the artwork.
Yeah, this card is nuts, I think. So
yeah, like a lot of times in limited, you have these flyers that can attack but can't block, but this one has lifelink, so yeah.
Yeah, I think Fear of Infinity is insane. All right, so I guess if I say the card first, you do the gray first, and then vice versa. Yeah, so I'll do the gray first. Okay. So I will give Fear of Infinity a B, and I also give the Nuisance a C. So same thing as like the white blue ones. It's like I think one is like much better than the other.
Yeah, same. Okay.
Okay, cool. All right, blue black is it's kind of cool. 2 flyers. All right, so for black red, we have an enchantment, Disturbing Mirth, that says when it enters, you can sack an enchantment or creature, and if you do, you draw 2 cards. Okay, and then when you sacrifice this card, you manifest Dread, which is the last mechanic. There's a lot of mechanics in the set, but when you manifest Dread, you look at the top 2 cards, you put one of them face down as a 2/2, the other one goes to the graveyard. Okay, and if the face down card that you put down is a creature, you can flip it face up for its mana cost at any time. Okay, so it's kind of like manifest if you played like earlier, but it's kind of like a surprise kind of thing if it's a creature only. So there's the first one, and then the second one, we have a 3 mana 3/2 menace, Sawblade Skin Ripper. It has an ability for 2 mana, and you sacrifice another creature or enchantment to get a counter on this. And then at the beginning of your end step, so only your end step, if you sacrifice one or more things, it deals damage to anything.
Deals damage, okay.
Yeah, there's damage to anything equal to the amount of things you sacrificed, I guess. So my first impression is that the 3-drop is ridiculous.
Dude, like you just die out of nowhere.
Yeah, you can actually die out of nowhere, and it also grows itself for some reason. And if you have other sack stuff, like for example, if you're doing like 2 Disturbing Mirths and sacrificing each other, right? You get a 2/2 that literally just draws 2 cards because you're sacrificing. And then this, you don't even need to activate the ability. You can just like ping stuff, right? So I think both of these are quite good, but the Skin Ripper seems way more insane.
Yeah, the Skin Ripper for me looks almost like an A, probably. Like it's already well statted, has a good ability, and it has a game-ending ability as well. It's not even a tap ability. The Disturbing Mirth, It looks really cool. I don't know exactly how good that's gonna be, but I guess like after you finish unlocking a room, it just sticks around, or does the room go to
So
the yard?
there are some rooms that only have unlockability. So once you unlock them, it's just an enchantment that sits around. But there are some
Okay.
rooms that have like passive abilities. So like whenever you attack, do something or whatever. But
Mm,
yeah, I would think that maybe the first Disturbing Earth is a little awkward to cast.
okay. Yeah.
You can't play on turn 2 on an empty board, right? Like that's
Yeah.
not possible. But Skin Ripper can just like play anytime, and it's always going to be a problem. Yeah, I would give Skin Ripper A2, and then the Murph I would
Mhm.
say maybe a C. Like it's still good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I like C for Mirth as well, but
Yeah.
really cool card that is serving Mirth. Gonna have to
Mhm.
keep an eye on that.
Okay. All right. What do the red green cards do?
All right, Beastie Beatdown, 2 mana sorcery. Choose target creature you control and target creature an opponent controls. It has Delirium. Okay, there's another keyword.
Yeah.
If there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, put 2+1/+1 counters on the creature you control. Okay, and then the creature you control deals damage equal to its power to creature and opponent controls. Okay, so
Okay.
sorcery fight ability type thing.
Yep.
Um, Next card here, Wildfire Wicker Folk. 2 mana, 3/2. It's an artifact creature. That's interesting. Haste Delirium. When Wicker Folk gets +1/+1, has trample as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in the graveyard. All right. Okay.
Okay.
So I think that these Gruul cards are like a little bit less interesting than the other cards we've seen so far. They seem like kind of normalish type cards, where like the other cards are, I don't know, playing a little bit differently than what the color combinations usually do.
Yeah. I mean, it's just Gruul Smash, right? Just play
That's
big
Gruul.
stuff, kill their stuff, attack, and win that way, right? Yeah. I also am noticing that there's a lot of 2 drops at multicolor right now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think so? Like everything is like very cheap, like the multicolor cards right now. I don't know if it's gonna continue the trend, but like it means that like you really want to get on board really fast, because some of these cards, if you don't answer them, you're like just dead,
Yeah, for sure.
right?
It'll be
Like
interesting to see like what small removal there is in the format for sure.
yeah, so yeah, I would say that the 2 drop is like really contested, and you really need. It feels like you really need to play a 2 drop on 2 currently. At least looking at these
Okay.
multicolor cards. Yeah. All right. So for these cards, what would you give them?
I think the Wicker Folk, I do like this card. I mean, it's just aggressive. It scales a little bit with the game as well. Like a 4/3 in the mid game or late game is actually pretty respectable.
Mm-hmm.
And then the BC Beatdown, just a solid card. If your Griller is always playing it, it doesn't even fight, so it's a punch, I guess.
Yeah.
It also scales with the game. I think I like the Wicker Folk a little bit more than the BC Beatdown. Wicker Folk probably something like B. BC Beatdown probably something like C.
Yeah, maybe B minus. It's the B down's really good, but I guess it's a little bit touch worse. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would say B minus.
Probably.
Wickerfolk's really good, and also Wickerfolk has 2 types, right? So it helps with the delirium. I guess red green is about
True.
delirium kind of thing. So yeah, all right, there you go.
Yeah, but looks solid.
All right. So each multicolor set has 2 cards, right? Like 2 uncommons. So next we have the green white archetype. First we have baseball bat. Yep, two mana again, right? Green white. Attach when you play it, when it enters, attach it to a target creature you control. It gets +1/+1. When it attacks, you can tap another creature, and it equips for 3. Okay. And then Shrewd Storyteller is a 3 mana 3/3 with the survival mechanic. So survival is at the beginning of your second main phase, so after your combat. If this is tapped, you get a counter on something. Okay, so yeah, once again, these are pretty cheap. And these are, I feel like these are less exciting than the other ones that we saw.
I mean, the coolest thing about baseball bat is that it's a baseball bat.
It's a baseball bat.
But-
Okay. Yeah, sure. But I think you have to like play a 1-drop into baseball bat, or it'll be like a 2-drop, and it's kind of 3 mana equipment. I mean, it's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But I wouldn't say that it's like crazy.
No, I don't think so either.
I guess the cool part is if you want a baseball bat and tap one of your own creatures, you can. If you want like a survivor that you play that turn.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, like you're almost never gonna do that though. Like,
yeah,
it's
you
so
probably
rare,
don't
I
want to do
think.
that. Yeah, I don't think you want to do that too much. But yeah, and then also the storyteller is just kind of, it's fine. I mean, I'm not excited about it.
Yeah, it's not exciting unless there's like ways to tap your own stuff like Convoke or something like that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But yeah, I
Well,
mean,
how would you rate these
pretty okay card. Baseball bat, man. Baseball bat. I'd probably give baseball bat like probably like a D.
Oh,
Shoot
okay.
storyteller. I think the storyteller is actually fine. I mean, I kind of like it, to be honest. Like
Okay.
I would probably give it a C. Yeah.
Yeah, I think these are just both C's. They're okay. You can play them in
Yeah.
green white, but it's not exciting. I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, baseball a lot better when you're going first, of course.
Okay.
Um.
Cool. All right.
All right.
You can do the black white ones.
Yeah. Next card here. Well, this looks awesome. Rite of the Moth. 4 mana, sorcery. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finale counter on it. And has flashback for 6 mana. Okay.
Okay. Reanimation.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Next card here, Shroud Stomper. Dude, this card's
This guy's
this
huge.
card's ginormous.
Yeah.
7 mana, 5/5 Death Touch. It's an elemental. Whenever Shroud Stomper enters or attacks, each opponent loses 2 life. You gain 2 life and draw a card. Whoa,
Dude,
What do you think
that
about
sounds
these
nuts. That sounds nuts, actually. Yeah.
it does sound nuts. I mean, and it also works together with the reanimate card as well. Like, I love Unburial Rites. Just one of my favorite cards
Yeah.
in Magic.
Yeah. Because it's like it's a 2-for-1 at minimum, right? Because you
Yep.
play this card, you get another card in your graveyard, which is basically in your hand. And if you reanimate something that is a 2-for-1 itself, like Shout Stomper, then it's like that. Then it just gets ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
How do we get cards in the graveyard in this set? Is it just surveilling?
I don't know. Surveilling, maybe there's some sort of like looting or rummaging. Probably not in these color combos.
Yeah, you can like
but-
manifest dread, but then manifest dread is actually okay because if the face down creature dies, it still goes to the graveyard, right? So-
yeah. And then the other card goes in the yard, right?
Yeah, it's not like so it's less about like maybe discarding your cards from your hand. I think there's only one uncommon that's like draw and discard or something
Okay.
that I glanced through. But I guess it's more surveilling big stuff to the graveyard or manifest dreading cards to the graveyard, I would think. But I'm pretty happy
Yeah.
casting this for 7. I don't know. That seems great.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's cool to see more expensive cards as well. You mentioned how the other cards were like cheap, and I mean, I think one of the weird things about modern day Magic limited sets is that a lot of times there just aren't that many cool big things to cast. So when there are cool big things to cast and like ways to bring them back, I think it's gonna look like a fun set.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think if you draft white black, you really need to solve the early game because like as you saw, like so many early game creatures are so strong, right? So if you get a lot of removal, I think this can work. So I'm gonna give her the Ralph a B, and I would give Shout Stomper. I don't really want to give it a B. It is like really good, but it's like 7 mana. It's like God. Okay? Like also,
I mean,
like you're only going into this archetype. I think if you get like something like a rare that you want to reanimate, right? Like not like this. This is like fine. I think I'm gonna give this like a C. Like a C plus maybe. It is good, but I still think it's a little it's a little rough. I think. Yeah, I'll give it this a B and give this a C plus.
I almost wanted to give both of them A's. I mean,
Okay.
they're obviously expensive,
Okay.
but like, I feel like you could just like build your entire game plan around it. Probably like it can't be that hard to survive as a white black deck, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give her the Malfa B plus. I'll come up on it, but this card is just it is really good. All right.
Yeah.
Next up we have I guess I don't need to move this yet. Next up we have the Is It colors blue red. So we have another 2 mana 2/2 intruding Soul Rager. It has vigilance, and you can tap and sack a room to deal 2 damage to each opponent and draw a card. Okay, so you're flinging rooms, and then this is freaking upside down. Okay, we have Smoky Lounge and Misty Salon. Okay, so Smoky Lounge is 3 mana, 2 in a red. At the beginning of your first main phase, add 2 red mana, and spend this mana only to cast rooms and unlock doors. Okay, and then Misty Salon at the right side, 3 in a blue, so 4 mana. When you unlock this door, make an XX blue spirit creature token with flying, where X is the number of unlocked doors among rooms you control. So it counts each half, right?
Okay.
So I guess this red blue is all about rooms, but then at the same time, it's a little conflicting to me. One wants you to sacrifice rooms, and one wants you to have a lot of rooms. So I guess as long as you have a lot of rooms, it's fine. But it
Okay,
is a little weird.
so So unlock doors means both sides or what? Or is this the
So
right side?
unlocking a door
How does
means
that
when you
work?
so when you cast the room, you unlock the door of whatever
Okay.
that you play, right? So yeah, you cast it, enters the battlefield, you unlock the door. When you pay the mana of a room that's already on the battlefield, you also unlock a door.
So you unlock the door twice.
Yes, you unlock separate doors. Sorry. So for example, if you do Misty Salon first, you get a
Ah,
1/1. But if you do Smoky Lounge and then Misty Salon, you get a 2/2. And
I see.
plus any other doors you might have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that we were unlocking the same door. I was like, how do doors work, man?
Yeah. Doors
Oh
are a
my goodness.
little weird. Yeah. Uh-huh. So yeah.
Whoa.
I want to say that this is like this archetype is very like you have to be in that archetype, right? Like I don't think any other, at least any of the archetypes, feels like that they really want rooms, I guess. So if you're the only blue-red drafter, it seems like it's gonna be very strong. Because Smoky Lounge seems really good, right? You just get 2 mana every turn. Like
Yep.
imagine getting 2 mana every turn. Like that's ridiculous. That's like a soul ring, right?
Yep.
And then it also buys you a creature, so it's like a 2-for-1.
Yeah, it's a little bit expensive, I guess. Like a little expensive, but I guess the Smoky Lounge pays for a lot of it.
Yep.
I
Okay.
think the Soul Rager, like the vigilance on that, is probably irrelevant for the most part. And I don't even know how much you want that. Maybe play in the late game, or you just play it in the early game, is traded off or something.
Yeah, the Soul Richer is a little weird to me. It's kind of like Reach, right? Like end game,
Yeah.
the board is clogged, so you want to deal some more damage
Uh-huh.
and just keep on getting more rooms. I gotta say, the Smoky
Yeah.
Lounge Misty Salon works really well with multiples, right? Like if you draft multiple of this, that's ridiculous.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You start making
True.
like
True.
4/4, 5/5
That could just be an
flyers.
archetype.
Yeah. So I guess you can read first.
Okay, Smoky Lounge, Misty Salon. I would probably give that like a low C. I think Soul Rager, I'm really not excited about. I couldn't care less. I would probably give that a D
Oh wow.
in
Okay.
general.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's really
Like,
hard for
it
me
could be
to
useful,
give
but-
2 drops lower than a C. Usually, because 2 drops are just so important, right? Especially I think in this format, it's even going to be more important because you can just get run over by survivors. So I'll give Soul Ranger a C. I think Smoky Lounge, Misty Salon starts at like a. I think it also starts at like a C. But as you
Okay.
get more into it, I think this could be like one of the best cards in your deck. I think it could actually go to B or
Probably.
A, depending on your deck.
It like the Smoky Lounge could honestly just be like an archetype.
This Smoky Lounge is insane, right? Adding 2 mana every
Yeah.
that's insane. That's like unheard of. So yeah, there you go. All right, you can do the black green.
All right, dude, look at this little guy. This guy's awesome.
This guy looks
Brood
so
Spinner.
good, yeah.
It looks like my Twitch chat. All right, 2 mana 2/3 reach. When Brood Spinner enters, surveil 2, and then it has a tap ability: 6 mana, sacrifice Brood Spinner, create a number of 1/1 black and green insect creature tokens with flying equal to the number of card types among cards in your graveyard. What?
Okay.
Flying insects. Oh my goodness. All right. Next card here, Drag to the Roots. 4 mana instant Delirium. Spell costs 2 less to cast as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. Destroy target non-land permanents. Okay, so just a
Okay.
removal spell there.
Okay, so the right one is much more simple, right? It's just destroy something.
Yep.
Just kill something, cost cheaper with delirium. So black green is about delirium, it appears.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so what card type? So is Room an additional card type in addition to
No, room
enchantment?
is like a subtype. The card type is
It's a
enchantment.
subtype?
All rooms are enchantments.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So likely you can get instant sorcery, creature,
Mhm.
enchantment, and artifact probably. So like Brood Spinner probably at max can get you 5 if you're lucky.
And there's also
But
land.
if you can, you do it.
Yeah, there's also land, which is
land.
there is
Yeah,
a
land
there's
as well.
also there is terramorphic expanse in this, which I think is gonna be really high pick for the delirium decks. It's like just put a land in the graveyard.
Yeah, I mean, I think Brood Spinner seems awesome. Like this card, I don't think there's anything to complain about. It also has Surveil and Enter the Battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah. What would you rate these cards, do you think?
Yeah, I would think they're both solid Bs. They're both really good. Destroy any permanent is insane, and then Brute Spinner is like solid 2 drops. The survivors can't really attack into it, and then God forbid late game you need 6, like I don't know, 4 to 6 flyers. That seems great. Yeah, that seems great. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, Brood Spinner is probably an A, and then Drag to Roots I would give that a B. Like I think Brood Spinner is just way too good. I would probably play some multicolor decks
Mm-hmm.
if that's possible. And the ability is also an instant speed ability as well. So I think this
Yeah.
card is just outrageous.
Yeah, actually, it is. It surveils 2 on ETB as well. So like, you're not
Yeah.
gonna get like, mana screwed or mana flooded or whatever like that.
Mhm.
Okay, maybe Bruce Smith. I'll come up to like a. Is it like an A though? I'll give it like a B plus. Just get a little bit higher, just a little bit. All right, and then the last 2 color pairings
Okay.
we have Boros, so red white, Arabella, legendary, the only legendary in the uncommons, huh? So 2 mana 1/3.
Whoa.
When Arabella attacks, it deals X damage to each opponent and you gain X life. Or X is the number of creatures you control of power 2 or less. Okay, so red white is about 2 or less power. And then we have Midnight Mayhem. For 4 mana, you get a sorcery that says create 3 1/1 gremlins. And then gremlins you control gain menace, lifelink, and haste until end of turn.
Whoa.
That is
All right.
hilarious. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I think both these cards seem outrageous.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, like
That's
that's a little bit too much. I mean, you're
That's a
gonna need
lot.
ways to help Arabella attack, but probably not gonna be that hard in red white.
Uh-huh.
And then Midnight Mayhem, I don't see why you wouldn't ever play this card. Like this card is just outrageous every single time.
Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and do a quick search on if there are any more gremlins in the set. Type
Okay,
equals
sure.
gremlin. Gremlin. There's only one more other gremlin. Okay, so there's a 2/2/2 uncommon. So yeah, this is usually just gonna affect your tokens, I guess. But
Okay.
3/1/1s that get menace, lifelink, and haste immediately. That's pretty good. I want to say
Yep.
that's pretty good. And then
I mean, it's gonna be impossible to block usually. Yeah.
it's impossible block. It also helps with having a lot of creatures with like low power, right? So yeah, I think Arabella is insane though, right? Because it's kind of like unblockable damage. So
Yep.
if your opponent doesn't answer this, you get to drain them. They can't race you. And then if you have any pump spells or something like that, and then how like what are they? They have to block this. They can't just let this live. I think
Yep.
Arabella's insane.
Yeah.
I think Arabella
Yeah,
might
I
be. Yeah, you're rating first for this one.
Yeah, I think Arabella, like a lot of times you just win on her attack like before they can even block. So yeah, so I think A for Arabella.
Okay. A okay. A is
Yeah.
really high for me. I think it's really good, but I think it's B plus for me. All right. What about Midnight Mayhem?
Okay. Man, I mean, I honestly didn't give a lot of cards A's to be honest, so I'm gonna give this card an A as well.
Well, oh my
Yeah,
god,
also
it's
another A.
everywhere, dude. You guys don't know. Deathsie gives so many cards high grades. He just loves all these cards, you know. Midnight
Dude, this is
Mayhem.
the third A I give, I think. Yeah.
Okay, Midnight Mayhem is worse than
think.
Arabella, right? Come on.
Yeah, it is. It is probably. I mean, it's different. It's different.
Different. I mean, if you give it an A, you're saying that it's as good as Brute Spinner, and I don't think that's true. Right? Because you give
like,
Brute Spinner an A.
Yeah.
I think I
Bruce
would
Spinner's
rate.
like a high A.
Yeah, I would say Brute Spinner is better than Midnight Mayhem by a lot. So I would
Yeah,
I
I
would
think
just give
Brute Spinner's
Midnight Mayhem
best
like a
card I've
B
seen.
minus. I don't think it's like I think it's good, but it's not. I don't think it's insane.
I mean, I see a lot of packs. Like, I imagine a lot of packs where this is just a card that I take anyways, right? Like, out of the entire pack, probably over rares. But
Okay, I wouldn't take
yeah.
this over any. I think this is just. It's good, but I think it's just the other cards seem more insane. But anyways, let's go over the Simic here.
Okay. All right. Growing Dread, 2 mana enchantment flash. When Growing Dread enters, manifest Dread. Okay.
Yeah.
Whenever you turn a permanent face up, put a counter on it. Next card here, Oblivious Bookworm, 2 mana, 2/3. At the beginning of your end step, you may draw a card. If you do discard a card, unless a permanent enter the battlefield face down under your control this turn, or you turned a permanent face up this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Oblivious Bookworm, it basically you get a loot unless you.
You get to loot unless you did something of the Manifest Dread category, and then you don't need to discard a card. Yeah, and it's on your end step.
Okay. Okay. I mean, Growing Dread, it manifests Dread. That's pretty cool. I mean, I like Growing Dread. For me, Oblivious Bookworm is like whatever. But I guess it is like looting every single turn, even if you don't get anything.
I want to hear your grade first before I grade it.
Ah, I mean, the Growing Dread card is kind of weird for sure, but it is just like a 2-drop at flash, and then it also has like an extra bonus ability on there. Like, I don't think that you get that many counters over the course of a game, but it's still just good having a bonus thing.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. I think Growing Dread, man.
Well, Growing Dread at the minimum is a 2/2 flash, right? Like that's the floor.
Yeah, the minimum is a 2/2 flash, exactly. Yeah. Which is honestly pretty good. I mean, results are gonna vary though, but I guess it's still pretty good. Like I would probably give that one like a high C Bookworm.
Okay.
I kind of want to even give Bookworm a B. Like, I think that even if you don't flip permanents or do manifest dread stuff, it's just solid to get looting for free basically without having to tap it or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, so I like B for Bookworm, and I would probably give Growing Dread a C. Yeah.
Okay. I think these are both S's.
Yeah, you like them both? All right, explain.
I think these are both insane. Like these are both ridiculous.
Okay.
So Bookworm works when you play it immediately, right? Like you get a loot immediately.
Okay.
And then if your opponent doesn't remove it and you're doing the green-blue stuff, right? If you build your deck correctly, it can actually just keep on drawing you cards. And it's a 2/3,
Yeah.
so they can't like deal 2 damage to it because there's a few cards that deal 2 damage to the set. And then 2/2s can't attack to it. This is so annoying. I'm already raging. Like if my opponent plays this, I know I'm losing, right? And then for why I think Growing Dread is an S is because you can. So for example, if your opponent's holding up 4 mana, right, and you attack with a 3/3, what if they just play Growing Dread, manifest Dread a 2/2, and flip face up, and then it's a 3/3 now? Or God forbid, they manifest a Bookworm as a 3/4 now. It's a 3/4 flash.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, you can spend mana on it still, but yeah.
That is ridiculous. If your green blue opponent doesn't do anything, how do you attack? How do you attack?
I mean, I do like Bookworm a lot more than Growing Dread. I think Growing Dread has a lot of potential, but I think it's like still just kind of fine.
Yeah, I mean, Growing Dread, you need a little bit more things to work out, but like, these are just so good in multiples too. Like, there's a lot of cards in Magic where there's diminishing returns, where like the more of cards you get, the worse. I just want as many of these as I can. Like, both of these are just absolutely stupid.
I would be down to move Bookworm from B up to A, and Growing Dread. I am still somewhere between C and B though. Like, I definitely wouldn't give Growing Dread an S.
Okay, I think just based on the like I was just reading the comments, looking at the comments and stuff for the multicolor. I think green blue is gonna be insane in this set. I just don't know like how, if they build their deck correctly, how you can actually just beat this. Like, it's just so, I think it's just so ridiculous. Yeah. All right.
I mean, that'll be interesting because blue-green hasn't been like broken for a long time, I don't think.
Yeah, the last set Frogs was actually pretty fun, so that was good. But yeah, other than that, green blue is usually like the the filler archetype if you may, right? But I'm very excited to draft green blue. I think it's gonna, in my opinion, it's gonna be the best color, I think. Yeah. All right, so now
blue-green.
Blue-green, yeah. I mean, blue-green is like gonna be #1.
I mean, like, usually what I'm looking for is like the sort of multicolor, the 4 or 5 color decks, like Bookworm together with like Brood Spinner. I mean, cards like that, like you can just play them all together if the mana is good enough.
Yeah. If you can like splash some other stuff, and the discard is gonna help your Delirium. So yeah, there's some overlap there. All right, well, now we're gonna do the I guess we can start with Wooburg, but we're gonna look at all the commons. And we're gonna look at all the uncommons, and we don't need to go over every single card. We just need to kind of like look at the curve and see how they work. So starting with white, let's go ahead and do what's it called? Mana value, I believe. Okay, and then okay, let's start them by creature and not creature. How about that? I think that's a good way to do it. Okay. So I guess I'll do the I'll do the white ones, and then we can alternate colors. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay. So I think this is better because I don't really like limited reviews to like go on forever, and we talk about every
Yep.
card and stuff. All right, so first of all, we got a 1 mana 1/1 that says 3 mana, discard a card to put 3 counters on it. Activate only once. It becomes a black demon, whatever. So basically, it's a 1/1. You pay 3 mana, discard a card to put 3 counters on it. There's a 2 mana 2/2 that survival gains flying. There is a 2 mana 2/2 vigilance that whenever it attacks surveil 1. There's a 3 mana 3/3 of Eerie that gains lifelink. A 3 mana 3/3 that when you Eerie, you gain lifelink. So the enchantment stuff. There's a 3 mana 2/4. When it attacks, another creature gets +1 attack and indestructible. That seems kind of cool. There's a 3 mana 2/1. When it dies, look at the top 5 cards. Get a creature card with power 2 or less from among them and put it in your hand. Rest of the bottom. So it's kind of like the Boros, right? The Boros 2 power thing. There's a 4 mana 2/4 flying that when it ETBs, target creature gets +2/+4 at the end of the turn. What the hell? That's insane.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's like what? That's such a big buff.
Never seen that before.
Yeah, right. There's a 4 mana 2/2 that when it ETBs manifest dread. Okay, so it's 4 mana for 2 2/2s. There's a 5 mana 4/4. When it enters, tap a creature. If an opponent controls it, put a stun on it. So stun one of your opponent's creatures or proc a survivor over one of your creatures, right? And then there's a 6 mana 4/5 flying with plane cycling 2. So these are the white creatures. Any immediate things that jump up to you here?
Yeah, I mean the friendly ghost, as you mentioned, like that's already a decent stat flyer and just a huge buff for whatever reason.
Yeah, right.
I also like the plane cycling card as well. Like I think in past sets, I kind of didn't like the land cycling cards because they weren't that flexible. But this one seems pretty good. It's just kind of huge for a plane cycling card.
Yeah, and we know that white black is reanimation, right? So this was a little bit is a little better than normal, since you can just dump it and just reanimate it. 4/5 flying is chunky. It's like
it's
it's
chunky.
it's very chunky. Also, I think it's very specific that most of these powers are 2, so that you can get it with the living phone and other 2 power matter cards, I guess. But I guess what I would say is that the things that jump out to me that are strong are Unselling Twins, right? Because like it's just a 2-for-1. Usually these cards do really well. And with Hardened Escort, if you have 2 of these, isn't that just like super annoying? They just like give each other indestructible and then.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying.
Right?
And it also helps with the survival mechanic as well, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's what it's intended to do. But I think if you have 2 of these, it's just like, all right, your opponent's just needs X4s or they can't block ever. Like
True.
That's ridiculous. And I also think the Cult Healer is secretly not bad, right? If you want to, play a longer game, if you want to control your opponent. 3/3 lifelink is like a lot for 3.
Yeah, this goat is kind of cool too, to be honest. I don't know if it's gonna be good, but
Okay, I think out of these, I think I'm most impressed with Cult Healer, Escort, and Twins, and the other ones are kind of like it depends on what archetype you are in. But like imagine if you play if your Cult Healer's on the board and you play a 1 mana enchantment and then you friendly ghost it. It's a freaking 5/7 lifelink. Like you're stabilized, right? You have a 2/4 flying.
Yeah,
so,
that is interesting.
yeah.
I mean, I will be surprised if Cold Healer ends up being that good. I still think it's like whatever.
Okay.
But maybe there's some combos with it or something.
Okay. So I think most of the I think baseline for commons, I would just rate everything a C. And then if you have anything that's like above a C or below a C, you can just shout it out, right?
Okay.
But I would say that the Twins and the Escort is higher for me. So I think these are C pluses. And I just personally like this card, but I still think it's a C. And I could even see Friendly Ghost being a C plus. So I would say that these 3 cards are C pluses, and the others are all Cs. All right.
Yeah, I don't think any of these like stand out that well to me. I mean, your point about the Unsettling Twins sounds pretty good. Like you make 2 2/2s, and then one of them can flip up maybe.
Yeah, one of them can actually get bigger, right? Like that's kind of dangerous. You're actually getting more than a 2/2. Yeah, this card's good. Card's good.
Colors could be pretty good, but nothing super excites me here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna add the uncommons to this now.
Okay.
Okay. And then yeah, I'll just do white and then you can do blue. So we have a 1 mana 1/1 that if you Eerie, you put a counter on something. So +1/+1 counter. Okay. We have a 1 mana 2/1 with survival. So if it survives in the second main phase, exile a card from a graveyard. And then if there are 3 or more cards exiled of this card, it gets +3/+3 and hexproof. Jesus Christ. Okay. So it's a 1 mana 2/1 if it survives 3 times technically, right? And if there's cards to exile, it gets a 5/4 hexproof. Interesting. There's a 2 mana 2/1 when it attacks. Tap any number of untapped creatures you control. It gets +1/+1 until end of turn. For each of them tap this way. Okay. So proxy other survivor guys, I guess. 2 mana 2. Okay. There's a 2 mana 2/1 artifact that when it enters, you draw a card and then discard a card unless you control another creature of power 2 or less. All right, pretty nice. There's a 3 mana 3/3 that if it has survival, you make a what? So okay, it's weird. Okay, so it's a 3 mana 3/3 survival. Make a 1/1 glimmer. But if you already have a glimmer, you draw a card instead, right? Am I reading this a little bit better? I think that reads a bit better.
If you don't control a glimmer creature, create a 1/1.
But if you do, you draw a card, so you don't make the 1/1. Yeah, that makes sense. Sometimes they word like the opposite. It's kind of weird. There's a 3 mana 4/3 double strike, but it enters with 2 -1/-1 counters if you cast it from your hand. Okay, so like a reanimation target. There's a 4 mana 3/4 that if it survives, so if it's survival, you return a creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, so you get to raise dead. You get to draw a card from a graveyard, a creature, I guess. There's a 5 mana 2/5 enchantment creature that's War 2, and whenever you attack, your creatures get +1/+1 until end of turn. That's pretty big. And then finally, there's a 6 mana 5/5 enchantment creature that, as an additional cost to cast this, you have to exile creature control. It is flying. When it enters, exile a creature an opponent controls, and then when it leaves the battlefield, put the cards that's exiled with it into its owner's hand. Okay.
That's so funny, dude. Are like Magic alien. Players malding about aliens?
Apparently there are aliens in the set too. Okay, so all right. Any initial impressions on these uncommons?
Yeah, a lot of them seem pretty cool. One of the ones that stands out to me, Orphans of the Wheat, looks pretty cool. Just like a way to proc your other survival things. And this thing should be pretty big. I guess the downside is that you might get hit back for a lot.
Okay, yeah.
But the card seems good. Split Skin Doll, also a card that I like. I think that is going to be pretty easy to use as well. And then I also like the patch play thing. I think like 2/1 double strike sounds good as well, depending on what else is in the format.
Yeah, I don't think. Oh, I guess we'll see. Oh, I forgot. We have to look at the non-creatures, right? So it depends on if there are any things that can reanimate this. But yeah, I gotta say, Split Skin Doll seems insane. Because it also works in the Reanimator deck, right? You just don't need another creature of power 2 or less. You just dump something in the graveyard. So it's just a 2/2/1 loot. So that seems pretty good. I also think the Lion is OP. The 5 mana 2/5 War 2 when you attack, all creatures get +1/+1.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah, because if your opponent wants to kill this, they have to pay an extra.
And it counts itself, yeah.
And actually, you don't even need to attack with this guy.
As a 3/6.
Yeah, you just
that's
like,
true as well.
You can just play this and then I don't know, like your cult healer attacks for like 4/4 or something.
Ooh, actually, that's a really good point. So the fact that you can get the buff when you play it, like you play in turn 5 pre-combat and then just attack, like that's actually ridiculous.
Yeah, you play the red white guy that makes 3 1/1s, and then you play this, they attack with 2/2s, like that. Yeah, that's something, right?
Yeah.
Also, yeah.
How do you like the sphere?
The Fear of Deduction. I think it's meant as a reanimation target, right? Because like, exiling a creature you control is kind of bad, and also you don't get the exiled creature. You don't get your creature back when it leaves the battlefield, right? Because it's cast as a spell. It doesn't remember that it did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think it does.
But it says put each card exiled with it into his owner's hand.
Yeah, so if you have like double ETBs with like there's a blue rare, there's a blue mythic that lets you double ETB, right? So that's why it has to be worded that way. But I believe you cannot get your creature back because it's.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't remember that.
Yeah, I get your point.
I mean, it's a 5/5 flyer.
Huh.
Like that's like really big. Like it attacks really big. But I think you should reanimate this.
I mean, I feel like it might remember that for some reason, or is that not how magic works?
I don't think it's how it works. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because it sounds like that's how it works, though.
It sounds like that's how it works, but I don't
it's
think
suggesting.
it does. It's like so only some things carry over, right? So I might be wrong because I think this is like the first time something like this has been like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if it does, it's insane. Cause like, yeah, if it does, you can just re-trigger your ETBs on like your other stuff. But I don't think it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
like imagine if you had 2 of these or something. Okay.
it's kind of weird, yeah. Anyways, yeah, I think in this set, I like Split Doll, I like the Lion, and I would say that this is good if you're a reanimator. But the other ones, I think, are just they're
like whatever.
I think it's just okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're kind of whatever.
I think you've convinced me. I like the Lionheart probably the most out of all these. I think it looks the best.
Yeah. It's just like they have to deal with this, right?
Yeah. Whenever you attack, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back. So let's not not forget to miss anything. All right. So for white and a common for the non-creatures. First up, we have Jump Scare. So you have a 1 mana, give instant, give a creature +2/+2 and flying, and it becomes a horror. Okay, cool.
That's pretty scary, man.
+2/+2 flying for 1 mana is kind of scary. I mean, if you talk about the art's code, it's kind of scary too. We have a 3 mana enchantment with Ward 2 that when it enters, exile an artifact or creature or enchantment opponent controls until this leaves the battlefield. So your Oblivion Ring. There's a 5 mana reanimate spell. So return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and you gain 3 life. It's kind of cool. There is a common white room. For 2 mana, you can get a 1/1. And for the other one, it's a 3 mana. Says when you unlock this, when you unlock it, you get +1/+1 counter on each of the 2 target creatures. So 2 mana 1/1 or 3 mana put 2 counters on 2 creatures. And then the removal spell is for 5 mana, destroy a creature, but it costs 3 less if it targets a tapped creature. It's instant.
Pretty good, actually, compared to what we normally get in white. Yeah, that's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, because usually white, you get a 2 mana deal 3 or 4 to attacking or blocking or
or a 2 mana destroy target tapped unit.
Yeah, but this is
you can't do anything about untapped.
Yeah, this is just like anything. So yeah, I like this. I think I really like the reanimation spell because usually when you're reanimating, you're kind of like you have to catch up, and your life total is kind of low. But gaining 3 life is kind of big.
Yeah, and then even getting the stuffed doll back or whatever that was, like as a 4/3 double strike, is like pretty good. And white normally doesn't really get a reanimation spell at like a big reanimation spell outside of rare mythic.
Yeah. Usually it doesn't come to common. So yeah, I think I really like Emerge, and yeah, I think the removal spells are fine. It's the removal spells.
Trapped in the screen, it protects itself a little bit. It's pretty good.
All right, and then finally the uncommon non-creatures. Oh, we have a couple. Oh wow. Okay, so first of all, we got a reprint Ethereal Armor. So for 1 mana, you enchant a creature, and it gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control, and has first strike.
I love it.
Seems pretty insane because all the enchantment creatures running around, right?
Yeah.
We also have another 1 mana aura. This one has flash, and as long as this entered this turn, enchant a creature is hexproof. Okay, so when you cast it, it gives the creature hexproof for that turn, and it gives the creature +1/+1. Okay, lots of stuff. We have a 1 mana removal for instant speed, destroy a creature, but its controller manifests dread. Okay. We have a 2 mana removal. It's a sorcery. Exile an artifact, enchantment, or creature of power 4 or greater. And then we have another aura. Wow, there's a lot of auras here in common. For 2 mana, it's an aura, so enchant creature you control. When it enters, exile a non-land permanent an opponent controls until this leaves the battlefield. So it's kind of like the O-ring. And then it gives the creature +1 attack, lifelink, and ward 2. What the hell? That's like so much. That's so much. And then
Yeah, that is a lot.
yeah, and then we have an uncommon white room. So the 2 mana side is return a creature card with mana value 3 or less from your battlefield to your battlefield. Okay, so that's for the patchwork thing, right? The double strike guy.
Yep.
And then for 4 mana, this room actually stays here. It's the first passive. Whenever you attack, put a counter on an attacking creature.
I mean that's broken with the double striker for sure.
That seems broken, right? And then whenever you attack, you put a counter on a creature. That's like kind of like Incuba's talent from last set.
Yeah.
And this is an uncommon, but yeah, you do need to kind of make use of both halves for it to be really good. This room is really good, I think. I really like this.
Yeah, I think the room is really good. Like, just a lot of value. You get something back, and the other side, like, just not having to pay more mana than just the initial cost to get an ability is just very good, I think, as well.
Yeah. And also, all these auras seem ridiculous.
I like the Shard Mage's Rescue. I think that, like, effects of, like Snakeskin Veil are just completely degenerate.
Oh, yeah.
And limited for the most part.
Yep.
Yeah, and it sticks around as an enchantment.
Mm-hmm.
And the Unwanted remake also looks really good as well, I think. Like, the fact that you can target your own thing and then, like, flip up for, like, a lethal the turn after or something like that. I don't know, just a pretty flexible card.
I'm a little low on the remake. Usually, cards that turn your opponent cards into another card is, like, kind of bad. You usually just want to, like, either neutralize it with, like, lose all abilities, make it a 0/1 or something, right? Like, you have to have a very premium target for this to be good, I think.
I mean, like, I guess I'm thinking about the opportunities for you to be able to, like, block something and then, or they try to remove something and you unwanted remake your own thing. I mean, it's a little bit convoluted, but yeah, like the fact that you can do it on your own thing and get it makes it a little bit better.
I mean, you don't really want to do it on your own thing, right? You're kind of like 2-for-1.
Yeah, you don't really want to do it.
Yeah, it's like you just like your. What is it called? Like, there's cards that, like, you sacrifice a creature to draw 2 cards, right? But then this one, you sacrifice a creature to get a 2/2. Like, that doesn't seem like as good. I'm a little bit low on it, I think.
Yeah, I think the way that I would put it at the moment, without playing the card yet, is that it seems really powerful, even if it's awkward.
It is
like,
1 mana.
It does seem powerful.
It is 1 mana. I think it's a sideboard card. If your opponent has, like, big bombs or something, but I don't think I would start it. I would rate it, like, lower than C, because I wouldn't start it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I would say that's more of a D card, and I think I don't think a lot of people are gonna go like, oh my god, I wish I had a Unwanted Remake in my deck, right? Like, I think Exercise is way better.
I think I'm gonna Unwanted Remake my own stuff, like, every once in a while, like more than you think. I don't know.
Okay, I think that's gonna be a bit rare. Yeah. But I gotta say, all these auras are nuts. I'm happy with all of these auras.
Yeah, the Ethereal Armor also counts the rooms as well, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Ethereal, yeah. It counts rooms. It counts any enchantment creatures. Makes Cult Healer better. Oh my god, I think I'm obsessed with Cult Healer. I think. Anytime there's a lifelink card, I'm like, this card is OP. Like, Shelter by Ghost apparently gives lifelink too. Like, I don't know, like, just how you can raise people when they're attacking with you, like a flying lifelink guy that also, like,
yeah, that's true actually.
Yeah, they also exile the thing until you answer. So basically, it's like answer this or die. It's like make your own Baneslayer Angel, right? Kind of like that. So
I also just love, like, Pants decks as well. Just like a bunch of auras and something. Just Voltron it up, and then and Shard Mage's Rescue can, like, help protect it.
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
It's pretty nice.
I'm happy with all of these except for Unwanted Remake, actually. Like,
yeah.
I would actually rate these pretty much all Bs, like around that kind of category. Like, I'm excited for the white uncommons.
Yeah, I think the room might even just be an A for me. I think the card looks good.
Okay, cool. All right, onwards to the blue. Are you doing okay? How are you doing?
Yeah. I'm good. Do we want to do the rares, or?
I think we should do the rares at the end of the whole thing.
Okay.
We should, because, like, we see comments in the comments the most, right? Out of packs.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
do that.
So you are doing blue. So we're starting with common blue creatures. There's only 7.
All right. Oh my goodness. This is very much a Magic the Gathering card. Creeping Peeper. All right, 2-mana, 2/1. No, just kidding. Tap, add blue. Spend this mana only to cast an enchantment spell, unlock a door, or to turn a permanent face up. Okay. Piranha Fly. 2-mana, 2/1. Flying. It enters tapped. Stalked Researcher. 2-mana, 3/3 Defender. It has Eerie. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, Researcher can attack this turn as though it didn't have Defender. Erratic Apparition, 3-mana, 1/3, Flying Vigilance. Eerie, when an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, Apparition gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Tunnel Surveyor, 3-mana, 2/2, when it enters, create a 1/1 Glimmer enchantment creature token. Clammy Prowler, well, that art is sick. 4-mana, 2/5, when it attacks, another target attacking creature can't be blocked this turn.
Okay.
And a Dagger Maw Megalodon. 6-mana, 5/7 Vigilance Island Cycling. Dude, that is monstrous as well.
That is big. That is like big. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so okay, so I think one of the cool things about these sort of eerie cards is that now that we've seen the enchantments in white, I think like you can play these even without having a lot of rooms. Like you can play them like aura decks as well, which is cool.
Yeah. It's like you don't have to play rooms if you don't want to, right? Because like Tunnel Surveyor is technically also triggers your eerie stuff with because the glimmers are always enchantments, right? It appears. And then like the Clammy Prowler is also a randomly enchantment, so yeah. I gotta say the 2-drops kind of look shitty in blue.
Yeah, they look kind of bad. I mean, if you're going first and you play a Piranha Fly, it's still gonna be pretty good. But yeah, at most other points in the game, it's just like kind of whatever.
Yeah, I think they're okay. I mean, like I said, like 2-drops can't be that bad, but I'm not excited about any of these. I think overall, I'm only really excited about the Surveyor here.
Yeah, Surveyor is good. I mean, like having double Clammy Prowler is gonna be pretty funny as well.
Oh my god, that's right! Wait, there's a lot of those double things. Is that a theme?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I mean, if your opponent goes first and you're an aggressive deck, like this thing blocks.
Yeah.
At some point, if you can attack with 2 of these, like, yeah.
No, I'm down for that. I like that. I didn't notice that they can work with each other. Cool. Okay. Yeah, blue common creatures are okay.
Yeah, and then once again the island cycling card, I like it because it was like, I don't remember what set it was. It was like it was a Martian machine. It was like the land cyclers were just like dumb big idiots that didn't really do much. Like they one was like a 6-mana 5/5 with haste and red or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that was Martian machine. Yeah. But this is a chunky guy. I think it's good for top end. Yeah, I think the first one's pretty free.
I like the defensive sort of land cycling units. I think that's really nice.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Onwards to the uncommon creatures. Oh wow, there's 9. Okay, there's a lot more. All right, go for it.
Okay. Grappling Skullcrab. 1-mana 0/3 Eerie. When enchantment you control enters and whenever you fully unlock a room, target player mills 2 cards. Okay.
Yes.
Fear of Isolation. 2-mana 2/3. As an additional cost to cast a spell, return a permanent you control to its owner's hand. Flood Pit's Drowner. 2-mana 2/1 Flash Vigilance. When it enters, tap target creature and opponent controls and put a stun counter on it.
Sick.
2-mana tap Shuffle Drowner and target creature with a stun counter into their owner's libraries. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Paranormal Analyst. 2-mana 1/3. Whenever you manifest dread, put a card into your graveyard this way into your hand. Put a card, put it into your graveyard this way into your hand.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. So you manifest, you get the other card in your hand instead of the graveyard.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Fear of Imposters. 3-mana 3/2 Flash. When it enters, counter target spell. Its controller manifests dread. Whoa, that's. I mean, dude, the art in this set is like fantastic. By the way,
that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Cards were crazy. Unwilling Vessel. 3-mana 3/2 Vigilance. Eerie. When enchantment you control enters and whenever you fully unlock a room, put a possession counter on Unwilling Vessel. When Vessel dies, create an XX blue spirit creature token with flying, where X is the number of counters on Unwilling Vessel. Okay. That's interesting. Ghostly Key Bearer. 4-mana 3/3 Flyer. Whenever Keybearer deals combat damage to a player, unlock a locked door of up to one target room you control. Whoa.
That's cool.
Yeah. Fear of failed tests, 5 mana 2/7. When fear of failed test deals combat damage to a player, draw that many cards.
And then one more.
Okay, last card here is Fear of Falling. 5 mana 4 for flying. Whenever Fear of Falling attacks, target creature defending player control gets -2/-0 and loses flying until your next turn. Dude,
Okay.
these blue cards are like super interesting, aren't they?
Very fun, right? Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, these blue cards are
All
very
of them
fun.
are cool.
Yeah. So it seems like the common creatures are kind of whatever, but once you get to the uncommons, like you can really build a deck around it.
Dude, that's awesome. I mean, that blue common, the 4 mana 2/5 enchantment, unblockable guy, like, that guy's pretty cool. You can pair it together with this Fear of Fail test, and if you're not dying, I mean, like, they're both great blockers as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be a really cool way to play. I really love this Flood Pitch Drowner card. I think this card looks phenomenal.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's
well.
insane, right? Like a flash Frostlings kind of ability, and you can also, if it's like really, really bad, if it's a bomb, you can just pay 2 mana and just shuffle it away.
And has a cheeky vigilance ability, so like maybe you
that's
can
a
get
lot.
a 2-point swing in before you shuffle it back.
Yeah,
Pretty funny.
I wonder if there's any like instant speed bounce, because you can activate this and then bounce this to your hand, right? And it doesn't shuffle. And your opponent's creatures get shuffled in. So that's kind of
true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But I think out of these cards, I'm most excited for two. I'm most excited for the crab.
Okay.
I think, yeah, it's so annoying. It's a 0/3, and your opponent might have to just like spend a premium removal spell on it. Like, they have to deal with this, right? Like,
classic mill crabs.
yeah, if you have 2 of these, your opponent's dead. Your opponent's like literally dead. And then the other card I like is Ghostly Keybearer, actually, because it just cheats on mana.
That's a lot of mana. That's a lot of mana.
I love adding mana.
And it's a big body.
Yeah, it's like reasonable, right? 4 mana 3 flying. Like, it's not premium or anything, but if you connect, your opponent should be dead if you build your deck correctly, right? I don't know.
So, yeah.
We can look up some rooms there. There's probably a lot of blue rooms, but this is just like I think this is ridiculous. But even then, all these cards are very good, right?
Yeah, I think so. Even like Unwilling Vessel.
Yeah,
I think it looks pretty good as well.
Yeah. These are all pretty reasonable. I'm happy with all of these. Yeah.
I think Fear of Imposters is probably one that I will not be playing that much. I mean, I think it looks awesome. Like, the art is awesome on that, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Oh, it's not flying. I thought it had flying. Cause like,
I know, it looks like it's flying.
Like okay, maybe it's a little worse. Cause then the 3/2 you can just block. It's kind of like a weird 3 mana counter spell, I would say. But sometimes you need to play these because your opponent has bombs and stuff, right? Yeah, I see this. This might be just okay, but all these other cards look fantastic. I'm very happy with these.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So common non-creatures. Okay, there's 8. All right. Yep. It's still you.
All right. Give me 1 second here. The Discord's a little bit.
Oh, this
is
is like, oh, yes. All right. Do I need to?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
All right. Enter the Enigma. 1 mana sorcery. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Draw a card. Whoa, that sounds kind of degenerate, dude. What the heck?
Yeah, for survivors.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, just for anything, like, imagine just being like, okay, well, I finally stabilize, and then, okay, well, enter the Enigma.
Yep, and you're dead.
I think card looks good. Unable to scream. 1 mana. Enchant creature. Enchant creature lose all abilities, and is a toy creature. Base power and toughness 0/2 in addition to other types. As long as the enchanted creature is face down, it cannot be turned face up. Okay. Don't make a sound. 2 mana instant. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. If they do, surveil 2. Okay, so you get a surveil if they pay for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Twist reality. 3 mana instant. Choose 1 counter target spell or manifest dread. Whoa, that card seems fantastic. Oh my gosh.
Huh?
Is that like one of the best cancels we've ever seen? I think so.
It also seems like there's a lot of flash manifest dread in this set, so your opponent can always play a 2/2, pretty much. That could be bigger if they have a lot of mana. Yeah.
That's a cool one. All right, Glimmer Burst. 4 mana instant. Draw 2 cards. Make a 1/1 Glimmer enchantment creature token. Ooh, I like that too. Vanish from sight, 4 mana instant, target non-land permanent. Its owner puts it on top or bottom of their library, surveil 1. I generally don't like cards like this that much.
Yeah. All right, and then I'll flip these rooms for you, so
Okay.
we don't go crazy.
Sweet.
All right.
Dude, the thing about these rooms is that the artwork, like I am definitely gonna get them mixed up, to be honest.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Very similar color scheme.
I also think there's a lot of 1 mana blue rooms that I've saw, so it's gonna be rough. But yeah, do you see this now?
Okay. Yeah. Underwater tunnel. When you lock this door, surveil 2. And then Slimy Aquarium, 4 mana. When you unlock this door, manifest dread, then put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. Okay. I mean,
and then the other one is Meat Locker.
Dude, Meat Locker. That's an awesome name. 3 mana. When you unlock this door, tap up to 1 target creature and put 2 stun counters on it. Drowned Diner. 5 mana. When you lock this door, draw 3 cards, then discard a card. Okay, so pretty interesting defensive type card.
Yeah.
I guess like defensive value. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. What do you like here?
I think.
Wait, these are all commons.
These are all
Oh my
commons.
gosh,
Yeah,
that's
we haven't
interesting.
seen the uncommons yet. Isn't Glimmerburst just ridiculous? Glimmerburst is
I
ridiculous,
like it.
right?
I don't think it's ridiculous, but it's gonna be nice to hold up all the instant speed stuff together for sure.
Yeah. And also, it makes it enchantment, so you can trigger Eerie on your opponent's turn. Like, I think it's really
that's
hard
true.
to do that, and you can like get your opponent kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives me some Muldrifter vibes, right? Like whenever you
That's
draw
true.
cards, you're usually behind on tempo, but then this gives you a 1/1. So I really like Glimmerburst. I think it's kind of OP.
Oh, you make a good point there.
Yeah.
The cards that I like here the most, I think, are probably Enter the Enigma and Twist Reality. I think Enter the Enigma, like,
Huh.
it's like the floor in that card is, I mean, it's a cantrip. You probably want to be playing cantrips in certain archetypes anyways, and then just randomly be able to win the game, or like sneaking through your like flyer that unlocks a door or something or whatever.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that sounds super powerful.
I think it also is interesting to note that Enter Enigma is the only sorcery in common for blue for if you do want to do the delirium stuff, right?
Oh, true.
Yeah, so you might just want this because you just want the sorcery type. Everything else is an instant. So yeah, but
I mean, I just love cards that can randomly win you the game for no reason.
yeah. It's pretty cheap to just cantrip this for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do like the council too. I think the council is pretty nice. I would just play this in sealed, right? Like if you're doing like Arena Open, or if you're going to, are you going to Vegas?
I don't think so. Wait, when is that? Is that next month?
It's end of October. They have like a limited main event. But anyways, I think I would just always play the first copy of this if you're doing doing a sealed thing. So yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I think it should be good in draft as well.
Yeah, Meat Locker seems a little meh. I do like the tunnel.
Yeah.
The tunnel seems really good. 1 mana to proc your Eerie stuff or whatever, and then you get a 4 mana 3/3 later. That can be bigger, obviously,
True.
right? With the manifest dread, I think that's pretty good too. And
Yeah, it seems good. Yeah, like the Meat Locker is value, but I feel like you probably want to get value in other ways. Like
yeah,
I don't know.
I think if you really need value, then you have to play this card. But I think there's better ways. Like, and Glimmerburst is just way better, right? Like, yeah. I don't know if you really want to tap down a creature for 3 turns.
I guess it is super good if you like curve the Meat Locker into the flying hill giant, and then you just unlock it and draw cards. Like that's gonna be pretty.
Oh, this is yeah. That's right. If you unlock this for free, it's really good for sure. Yeah. Okay.
For sure.
All right, cool. Let's go and look at the uncommons. Oh, there's only 6. Okay, not a lot.
That's weird. Okay. Yeah. All right. The first one's Get Out. 2 mana, instant. Choose 1 counter target creature or enchantment spell. Or return 1 or 2 target creatures and or enchantments you own to your hand. Wait, what? Return 1 or 2 target creatures and or enchantments. Okay, so one's on the board. I see. Interesting.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So next card here: Stay Hidden, Stay Silent. 2 mana, enchant creature. When it enters, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. 6 mana, shuffle enchanted creature, enters owner's library, then manifest dread.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting. Cursed Windbreaker. That's hilarious. 3 mana with Curse Windbreaker enters Manifest Dread and then attach Windbreaker to that creature. A creature has flying and it costs 3 mana to equip.
Okay.
Unnerving Grass, 3 mana sorcery. Return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand and then Manifest Dread. Okay.
Okay. And then I will flip this. Bottomless pool.
Sure. Bottomless Pool, when you unlock 1 mana, when you unlock this door, return up to 1 target creature to its owner's hand. Then Locker Room is 5 mana. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Whoa, that's a pretty interesting.
That's insane.
Just,
yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. Duskmourn's Domination, 6 mana, enchantments. Enchant creature, you control enchanted creature. Enchanted creature has -3/-0 and loses all abilities. Okay, interesting.
That's weird. That's so weird.
Interesting mind control for sure.
Yeah, why did this to make mind control like that much worse? Is it like really that good? Like, yeah.
I think the -3/-0 is probably already enough. I feel.
And then
like,
it loses all abilities.
Is a little bit
like,
far.
wow, that is
kinda
expensive. And then if your opponent removes this enchantment, you're like super sad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, the cards I do like a lot are the top right 2 cards. I think like Curse Windbreaker already sounds good. It's a Windrake, and then you get an equipment that sticks around. And then if the manifesting is big, you can probably end the game pretty quickly. And I just love cards like Unnerving Grasp. The fact that you bound something and then Manifest Dread is like generally better than drawing a card.
Yeah, this is like Mana War, right? Or even what's it called? Callous Dismissal from like War to Spark. Like, yeah, those usually just play really, really well. Yeah, there's. I mean, I'm just happy about all of these cards except for the mind control. Like, I mean,
I think I'm happy with all of them.
I guess you have to play this if you don't have a lot of interaction, but I don't want to cast this card. This card does not seem good. Yeah.
How do you feel about Get Out?
Get Out
it's a weird
seems
card, right?
interesting because like you can reset your rooms or save a creature if they go to target it. Like it's really grindy, like really grindy.
I guess the biggest downside is double blue probably.
Double blue, yeah. But I guess the Essence Scatter / I guess it can counter enchantments like rooms as well.
Pretty flexible.
It's okay. I think you really need to have the want the second ability to play this, I would say. Otherwise, it can just be a filler. Like, it's okay. Yeah, whatever.
And then the room is just ridiculous, right? I think so. Like, just an unsummon, and then you have.
Oh yeah, and then you just have a what's it called? Like Ophidian kind of effect for your creatures. Like if you hit them, you draw a card. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm okay with this. I think blue color comments are okay. I think I'm more excited about the white uncommons. Just looking at if we're comparing the 2 colors, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
Like the bottomless, I can see myself playing bottomless pool a lot.
Yeah,
probably
sure,
like,
but
at least a B.
Yeah, the uncommon creatures are more interesting that we saw. Remember the blue ones, but I think
for sure.
these ones are just okay. I'm not crazy about any of these. I would say like maybe the Mana War is good, the Unnerving Grass. But yeah, I can do about any of these. All right, well that's blue. All right, moving onwards. You keep good to keep on going. We're doing pretty good. Honestly, we could also just do the rares and mythics another time too, if it's getting too long.
Okay. I mean, I will leave it to you. I'm down to do whatever.
Okay, cool. Well, let's finish the colors first. Okay, so next color is black, and okay, we can start with the black creatures. We have a 1 mana 1/1 enchantment creature. That when it dies, you deal 1 damage to any target, you gain life. Okay. There's a 2 mana 2/2 with Eerie, and each opponent loses 1 life when you Eerie. Okay. There's a 2 mana 1/1 that when it dies, you manifest Dread. There's a 3 mana 3/2 of Flash. It's an enchantment creature, and whenever it attacks, it surveils 1. Okay, so very similar to the what's it called? The Glimmer Burst with you can proc Eerie on your opponent's turn, kind of thing.
Okay.
There's a 3 mana 4/1 with Delirium. For 4 mana, you can return it from the graveyard with a finality counter. So you can only do the ability if you have Delirium. So for a 3 mana 4/1 that comes back as a 4 mana 4/1 kind of.
Okay.
There is a 4 mana 3/3 Death Touch that enters with a +1/+1 counter if a creature died this turn. There's a 4-mana 2/2 that when it enters, each player discards a card, and if you discard a card this way, draw a card. Okay.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. There's a 5-mana 5/5 enchantment creature, and when it attacks, if your opponent has no Glimmer creatures, it gains Menace and Death Touch until end of turn.
Dude, that's pretty cool.
That's very cool. And then there is a 6-mana 6/5 Swamp Cycler for 2. So yeah, 6-mana 6/5 Swamp Cycling for 2. But it also has a ward ability of discard a card.
That's nice.
That's
okay.
nice. Okay. These look pretty good. I'm pretty happy with
I like
a lot of these.
I like the rat. Like I like the cheaper creatures. I think I like the rat. And then I don't know how I feel about the leech. I mean the damage does add up probably. I think the fear of lost teeth is interesting as well, especially if there's like a way to give death touch or something.
Yeah. There are only 2 ways, and they're all both really clunky. I already kind of searched it up, so I think this is just okay. I like the rat a lot too. Yeah. Especially if you go into black red sacrifice, it's like another body, right?
The rat looks great.
Yeah, I think the card that is most impressive to me is actually the 5-mana 5/5, the Fear of the Dark.
Okay.
Dude, how did they block that?
Yeah, Menace and Death Touch.
Menace
they have
and
no
Death
glimmer,
Touch?
so most decks don't have glimmers, right? Like, isn't that like a blue-white thing?
Yeah, and yeah, it's the Glimmer Burst, and then the white sometimes makes glimmers, but 5/5 Menace Death Touch is ridiculous. That seems absolutely not okay. So I actually like this as a curve topper for black.
Chunky.
Yeah, and also
I mean,
a special shout out to the Cycler because you can reanimate, right?
Yeah, the Cycler is good.
Yeah. Okay. But otherwise, I think I think this is okay. I love playing my 3/2 flashes. Just love,
for sure. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, uncommons.
Cards are cool.
Cards are cool. Yeah. All right. Uncommons. We have a 1-mana 1/1 that for 4 mana you can sacrifice it to return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay. So there's your reanimation.
Okay.
We have a 2-mana 3/1 that can't be blocked by glimmers. Okay. And then if it has a survival ability, says if it survives in the second main phase, you can search your library for a card, put it into your graveyard. Okay.
Wait, what? At the beginning of your second main phase, if it's tapped, you must search library for a card, put it in your graveyard.
Yeah, so if it survives, you get to search a card to put it in, dump it in your graveyard. So that's pretty good of the Unburial Rites, right? The Red of the Moth. And then if you need a big creature to reanimate, you can put it like that. That's kind of cool. 3/1. I also love 2-mana 3/1s. We can talk about that later. All right. We have a 2-mana 2/2 artifact creature that's lifelink. And then it says Delirium. Okay, I'm going to shorten this a little bit. So if you have Delirium active, at your end step, your opponent can sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard a card. And if you don't, this deals damage equal to its power to their face.
Okay.
So yeah, 2/2 lifelink that gets better. That basically hits them if you have Delirium and they don't do a punishment effect, kind of.
Yeah, and it's cool that the damage it deals is lifelink.
It is lifelink too.
So a little bit sustain. So
cool. We have a 3-mana 3/2 that can pay 2 mana to sacrifice 2 mana and sacrifice another creature enchantment to gain indestructible and tap it. And then whenever you sacrifice a permanent, you drain your opponent for 1. So they lose a life and you gain a life.
Ooh.
Okay. There's a 4-mana 2/5 and it's an Eerie ability. So whenever you Eerie, it gets +2 attack and gains lifelink. Okay. So it could be a 4/5 lifelink or bigger. There's a 6-mana 5/4 flying and says when it enters, you can discard any number of cards. And when you do, that many creatures each get -2/-2 until end of turn.
Whoa.
Okay. So big flyer. You can remove some stuff. And then finally, we have a 7-mana 6/5 flying trample. Okay, 7-mana 6/5 flample. As an additional cost to cast this, you need to sacrifice a creature or enchantment. And then when it enters, each opponent sacrifice a non-token enchantment and then sacrifice a non-token creature.
Dude.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
They're huge.
Okay, so there you go. There's your big payoffs for your reanimation stuff, right? Like big flyers that do ridiculous stuff.
my
Uh,
gosh.
okay, I like all of these. I like this whole page.
Yeah, I like what I see. I mean, I was a little bit skeptical about the Faithful, the one drop, but
Yeah.
yeah, seeing these big monsters, and also that ability is not a tap ability either, so you can just like play it on 5 and like sacrifice it
Yeah,
immediately.
you can play
It's pretty
immediately. Yeah,
nice.
yeah, that's right. 5
Yeah.
mana reanimate. Okay, the 7 drop seems not okay, right?
Yeah, it seems not okay. I like the 6 drop. I don't know how you're gonna have that many cards in hand, but like if you can get cards in hand, like that's gonna be really good as well.
Yeah, the 6 drop is a little weirder, but it turns all your cards into disfigure, right? Just -2/-2, and you cast them for free that turn. It can't be that
and
bad.
even if you can reanimate something, and then you can actually can you -2 the same thing twice or not?
No, it's that many target creatures.
Okay.
So yeah, max
Okay,
1,
okay.
-2/-2 something. Also, can you tell that I like the lifelink creatures?
Wait, you like this 4 drop?
I like both the lifelink.
the
I like the
2
2/2, and I also like the 2/5. Yeah.
I like the 2 drop. I don't know about this. I don't know about this.
You don't
4
like the?
drop. Are you
Oh,
sure?
like the Bloodsucker looks insane too. Have you ever got hit by a 4/5 lifelink?
That's true, actually.
You can also pocket twice and hit for 6/5, right? It's not just like one time.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
I think I like this whole page. This whole page is all ridiculous.
Yeah, the Egotist also looks good as well.
Yeah, right. It's just like, all right, this is a little annoying guy and just gonna drain you out. Okay.
Well, that's an interesting set. I mean, there's a chance that this might just be the best set of the year for.
Best set. Yeah, that
like,
could
just
be.
randomly.
It could be. I have high hopes
Yeah.
just by looking at the cards. All right, and now
Like,
we are.
a lot of the cards are interesting for sure.
Very interesting. We're going back to commons on black. So we have a 1 mana sorcery that, as an additional cost, you need to sack a creature or enchantment, and then you exile a creature. Okay, cool. Okay. There's a 2 mana instant that gives a creature +2/+2 and lifelink until end of turn. There's another 2 mana instant that deals 2 damage to a creature, you gain 2 life. There's a 3 mana aura that when it enters, you look at their hand and choose a non-land card to discard it. And then when the enchanted creature is dealt damage, destroy it. So it's a negative effect, right?
Yeah. So, but you can enchant their thing, right?
Yeah. But I guess so. But if they don't have anything, you can enchant your thing, and you can still do the first ability. There's 3 mana murder, so 3 mana just destroy a creature, very easy. And then there is a common room. There seems a common room in every color. The 3 mana room is you draw 2 cards and lose 2 life when you unlock it. Okay. And then for the 4 mana side, it's permanent. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +1 attack and gains Death Touch until end of turn.
That's cool. Widow's Walk.
Widow's Walk, yeah, that's one. So yeah, black is just like, what? There's 3 removal spells. There's a pump, there's a draw, and then there's a look at your opponent's stuff and discard a card. Okay, that's pretty solid. I mean, it's all fine.
Yeah. I mean, the Cracked Skull is really interesting as well. Like, Cracked Skull enchant their thing, and then if you're playing the 1 mana 1/1 or whatever, like that sounds pretty annoying.
Like a lot of work, you know.
It is a lot of work, but it is a lot of work. But maybe you're playing black-red or something, and there's like not like terrible ways to deal damage. I don't know.
Sure. I mean, I guess the combos of the deal 2 gain 2 or whatever, but. I guess if you really want to discard your opponent's cards, like that's fine. Because I don't know, like if you go and enchant this and your opponent either like protects their guy, or they kill your guy if you need to do your guy, that seems pretty bad, right?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay, I think these are just fine. I think I like Final Vengeance the most. 1 mana removal is always like, I think it's always just king. You can just pay whatever cost you want. It's just 1 mana removal.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I think the 2 cards I don't like here are the 2 mana spells. Probably, I think like deal 2. You probably play 1 or whatever, but whatever.
Yeah, I think this gets worse as you have more of them. Deal 2, gain 2. Like it's not. It doesn't scale too well. All right, cool. And then we have the uncommons that are not creatures. Okay, we have 8. That's a lot. Oh god, I love this card already. Okay, Nowhere to Run. I saw it's very early. So 2 mana for an enchantment is flash. When it enters, you give a creature an opponent controls -3/-3, and then creatures your opponents control can be targeted as if they have no hexproof and no ward.
Okay.
So that seems kind of cool. There's another there's another 2 mana aura that when it enters, target player sacrifice a creature other than enchanted creature. And it's the same thing as before. When enchanted creatures deal damage, destroy it. So, okay, so like Edict Effect. There's a 3-mana sorcery. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put one of them in your hand, rest in your graveyard, and you also gain 3 life. Okay, stock up your graveyard.
Wow, interesting.
There's a 3-mana artifact equipment that says when it enters, manifest dread and attach this to it. And then the equipment gives menace and it equips for 2. Okay. There's a 3-mana instant that destroys a creature or enchantment, and then you lose 2 life. There is a 4-mana sorcery that, well, it says it's Delirium. It's choose one. But if you have Delirium, you choose all of them. And there's 3 modes. The first mode is creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn. They discard 2 cards. Or, I guess, drain 3. So they lose 3 and you gain 3. Okay, lots of modes there. The uncommon room for black is 4 mana. It's a permanent effect. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, you make a 2/2 enchantment creature token. It's a horror. It triggers once each turn. And then the right side, for 1 mana, when you unlock this, you return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, so yeah, there's your built-in synergy. And then finally, we have a 5-mana instant. Oh my god, I love the name of this. Usually I skip the names when I talk about cards, but it's called Live or Die. Live or Die. For 5 mana, you get instant. Return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield or destroy a creature. Yeah, that makes sense.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
That's instant speed reanimation, right? With no
instant
downside?
Reanimation that's flexible, yeah. Makes no sense, actually.
That seems really good. Yeah, that seems really, really good.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Okay, so all these look good. I think the weirder ones are let's play a game, I would say. And also the
because
yeah,
it's like as much as I like let's play a game, I feel like even if you have Delirium, like you get all 3 off, but it's gonna really be hit or miss. Like I assume a lot of times the drain does whatever. And then -1/-1 probably does whatever, and then Mind Rot may or may not do something great. I don't know.
The Mind Rot seems the best, the best mode.
Yeah, it
right?
seems like the best.
There are some limited formats where you don't mind paying 4 mana to discard your opponent 2 cards. Like that's okay.
Okay.
Right? But then what if they're playing Reanimator? And
what if that's true? I mean,
what if you enable the Delirium? Like, that's pretty bad, right? Because I don't think the other 2 modes are really worth 4 mana.
Yeah, I don't like it.
That's a weird one. I think it's a weird one. I think it's very dangerous to play that. But I guess if you do all the modes, it's kind of crazy. I don't know. Like, seems okay.
I mean, the Community Evil is interesting. Like, usually that's not a card that I'd be interested in. But yeah, Delirium.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I mean, it could just be a 1-card enabler for sure.
Oh, no, Community Evil is insane. It gains you 3 life. That's crazy. You eat a fruit for free, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I am most interested in building around the room. Whenever any card, right, leaves your graveyard, you get a 2/2. So this is also kind of interesting if you stack it in multiples.
Yep, that's true.
And also the horrors are enchantments too. I don't know, I'm kind of down for this.
Yeah, this card
I think this is pretty good. I think this is pretty good. Yeah, kind of weird.
And the horrors can block.
Yeah, the horrors can block. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think my favorite card here is probably just Live or Die.
I think Live or Die. And also the -3/-2 is obviously very efficient, but I think cool wise and like build wise, Live or Die is just amazing. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well,
I see myself just first picking that out of a lot of packs.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's black. That was easy. Fantastic.
Dude, black looks awesome.
Black is black is always, I feel like a little bit like overpowered in most sets. So I kind of like black right now. All right, so you are taking red. Oh, whoops. Rarity equals common. All right, so we have 9 common creatures of red. You can, when you're ready, when it loads for you.
Yeah. It should be a second here. All right. Okay. Moving into red here. First card here. Clockwork Percussionist. 1 mana, 1/1 haste. When it dies, exile top card of your library. You may play it until the end of your next turn. Okay.
All right.
Hand that feeds. 2 mana, 2/2 Delirium. When hand that feeds attacks while there are 4 more card types, some cards in your graveyard, he gets +2/+0 and gains menace until end of turn. Okay. Ragged Playmate. A 2 mana, 2/2. 1 mana tap target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. Rampaging Soul Rager, 3 mana 1/4. Soul Rager gets +3/+0 as long as there are 2 or more unlocked doors among rooms you control.
Okay.
Vicious Clown, 3 mana 2/3. Whenever another creature you control with power 2 or less enters, Vicious Clown gets +2/+0 until end of turn, and it looks like that can proc multiple times as well.
Yep, yeah, multiple times, yeah.
Most Valuable Slayer, 4 mana 2/4. When you attack target attacking creature gets +1/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn.
First strike, that's great.
Yeah, target attack. So it can target itself as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Rip Chain Razorkin, 4 mana 5/3 reach. Sacrifice a land, draw a card. And then we have Boiler Bilge's Ripper, 5 mana 4/4. When Ripper enters, you may sacrifice another creature or enchantment. When you do, it deals 2 damage to any targets.
Okay, and then one more, the Cycler.
Okay. And then the last card here, Bedhead Beastie, 6 mana, 5/6 menace, and Mountain Cycling 2. I think this is probably my least favorite land cycler.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah, at least.
It's okay, but it's not super exciting. Okay. Yeah. Any first thoughts on any of these red commons?
I think my first thought is that most of them look pretty underwhelming to me, but like I mean, red cards generally look like that on first impression. The card that I like the most is probably Vicious Clown. That into like the 4 mana Boros sorcery sounds pretty good.
Yeah. I'm actually not excited about any of these. Right?
Yeah, I'm not excited about any of these.
Most of these 2-drops don't do anything. Like you play this on 2, it doesn't do anything, right? The hand defeats or whatever.
Exactly.
I'm not excited about red just by looking at the commons. So like the common creatures at least, yeah.
Like I like this Ripchaw Razorkin idea, but like it being a 5/3 with a sort of value ability sounds pretty weird to me. Like that's
this is actually not too bad. Right? It reminds me, like Grabby Giant is the same thing, right? It was a 4/3 with an adventure. So
that's true, yeah.
I guess this can play okay. It's not gonna be that bad, but like it's just saying, like I see these comments, I'm like, okay, I don't really care about any of these. Right? Like generally don't
I can care less for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
About any of these, actually.
Okay. A little underwhelming, but what about the uncommon creatures? There's 8.
All right. First card here is a legendary Norwind Swift Survivalist. 1 mana 2/1. She can't block.
Okay.
Whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, you may exile it. You may play that card from exile this turn. Wait, what? Okay, so it's a human cow. Wait, what? So it can't block. So if they block, you can exile this.
If they block any creature, you can exile that creature and cast it again that turn.
Okay, those are pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Next card, Irreverent Gremlin, 2 mana 2/2. Menace. When another creature controls with power 2 or less enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Do this only once each turn, so it's pretty cool. Like a rummage thing.
Yeah.
That you don't have to pay mana for. Next card, Piggy Bank, 2 mana 3/2. When Piggy Bank dies, create a treasure token. Okay.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's well statted as well. Fear of Being Hunted, 3 mana 4/2 haste. Fear of Being Hunted must be blocked if able.
Okay.
Diversion Specialist, 4 mana 4/3 menace. 1 mana sacrifice another creature or enchantment. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. All right. Infernal Phantom, 4 mana 2/3 Eerie. Whenever an enchantment you control enters and whenever you fully lock a room, it gets +2/+0. So end of turn, when Phantom dies, it deals damage just power to any targets. Razorkin Horde Caller, 5 mana 4/4 haste. Whenever you attack, make a 1/1 red gremlin creature token. Okay. Fear of Burning Alive, 6 mana 4/4. When it enters, it deals 4 damage to each opponent. And then has Delirium. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent. And if you have Delirium, Fear of Burning Alive deals that amount of damage to target creature player controls as well.
Okay, I see. Okay. These are a little more exciting to me, I would say.
Yeah, which ones do you like here, Amaz?
I like both the 2-drops.
Okay.
I mean, wait, 2 mana 3/2 is pretty good, right? Like Yeah, it has a very relevant ability. And then also the 2-mana 2/2, the Menace guy, it feels like it's just gonna chip in for some damage and it's just gonna sculpt your hand, right? So those are good, I would say. I think Infernal Phantom is really good. Is that weird? It,
Okay.
it seems kind of nuts, right? Because like, if you even just do it one time, right, and they trade or something, and then you deal 4 damage to anything, isn't that just like a very clean 2-for-1? And then sometimes you just kind of just hit them for like 4 or even 6 or whatever, and they die.
Yeah, I think usually they just don't block that, and Pro just becomes a race somehow, or like they try to chump it in the later turn, something like that.
Yeah, I think Inferno Phantom, because it's like kind of like a built-in 2-for-1. I'm pretty down for it. And then it seems like there's a lot of 2-for-1s in red in here. Like it's like, oh, it dies, make a treasure. When it dies, ping something. Oh, it's like, oh, this is deal 4 damage and then deal 4 damage to something else, and you get a 4/4. And then the haste guy is like, whenever you attack, you get a 1/1. There's like a lot of 2-for-1s. So they're kind of like all kind of just value-based creatures, I would say. Yeah.
I think the cards
okay
that
this. Yeah.
I think the cards that I like the most from this is I actually do like the 1-drop. I think the 1-drop's interesting because either you get it for 2, or you spend 1 mana to replay something, and then you probably get to proc another like power 2 or less something.
Oh, that's right. You can re-proc power 2. That's cool. Okay,
yeah,
I'm okay
I think the
with
card's
that.
actually interesting. And then I like the diversion specialist as well. I think that's well statted. 4 mana, 4/3 menace, and then it has a sacrifice ability on it. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, no. 4/3 menace is no joke. And also like just turning all your random rooms to card draw is like, that's pretty good too, right? Especially if they've done their thing already. All right, I'm okay with red uncommons. That's when the creatures shine. Yeah.
yeah. The comments were a little bit awkward.
Yeah, a little fillery. All right, now we're going back to commons, but non-creatures. There's 6. Oh wow, 2 red rooms. Interesting. Okay, let's go ahead. So I will close multiple tabs right here. Okay, cool.
Okay. Turn inside out. 1-mana instant. Target creature gets +3/+0 until end of turn. When it dies this turn, manifest dread. All right. Grab the prize. 2-mana sorcery as additional cost to cast the spell. Discard a card. Draw 2 cards. If the discarded card wasn't a land card, grab the prize. Deals 2 damage to each opponent. All right, that's pretty interesting. Actually,
that's pretty good. Actually, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, just bonus damage on a card like that.
Yeah.
Next card here, Scorching Dragonfire. 2 mana, deals 3 damage to our creature, Planeswalker. If that would die this turn, exile instead. Fantastic.
Okay.
Okay, Impossible Inferno. Okay, we're jumping straight to 5 mana. 5 mana instant.
Yeah.
Inferno deals 6 damage to target creature. If there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard, exile the top card of your library. You may play it until the end of your next turn. All right.
Okay, and then there are 2 rooms.
All right, let's see how these rooms are. So first one's Glassworks. When you unlock this door, this room deals 4 damage to target creature and opponent controls. Okay, fantastic. So 3 mana, deal 4. Fantastic already. Yeah. Shattered Yard. 5 mana at the beginning of your end step. This room deals 1 damage to each opponent. Okay.
Oh, great. Okay.
Then... Dude, that's a cool card.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. The art on it was sick as well with the statue in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, the statue in the middle is nice. Yeah.
Okay, Ticket Booth. 3 mana when you unlock this door, manifest dread.
Yeah.
Tunnel of Hate. 6 mana when you attack target attacking creature gains double strike until end of turn. All right. Pretty cool. I mean, I do like that. I like these cards are pretty exciting, I think.
Yeah. I actually really like the red common non-creatures.
And I like it.
Yeah, they're all kind of efficient, right? Like even like turn inside out is kind of efficient. You trade up for something, you get a 2/2, so it's kind of like a 2-for-1 if you trade up, right? There's a 3-mana deal 4, there's a 2-mana deal 3. I don't know about this one. The Manifest Dread and then Double Strike. It seems a little clunky, right?
It is, but I mean, I still don't mind that. Like, you play a little bit understated unit, 3-mana 2/2, and you're probably proccing some sort of like two power ability.
Sure, and also Eerie. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And then you can just randomly, or at least like even just threatening flipping.
That's true.
Flipping the Tunnel of Hate is like pretty strong, I think.
Yeah, your opponent has to kind of always like leave behind a creature or like think about it. Oh, if you're gonna do that, what do I do? So it makes it awkward. I
like
have to say though, Impossible Inferno, I think it's one of the best variants of the expensive red removal they've ever printed for a while. I think I'm in love with Inferno.
True.
True,
actually.
Cause like usually the 5 mana deal big damage cards do not draw your card, and this does. So it's kind of like a Flametongue Kavu, in my opinion. I think this card is actually quite good.
I mean, the 6 damage kills most of the things we've seen. Even that big 7 mana black flyer. I think it's a 7/6.
Yeah, and most things are 6s, right? Except for like weird stuff like fear of failed tests or something. Yeah, it kills most things.
Yeah,
but damn, right?
I think the Blue Island Cycler. Yeah. I think the Blue Island Cycler is the one that doesn't.
Oh, it's a 7. Yeah, that's right. That's a 5/7 too. Yeah. But yeah, I really like this card. I think I'm gonna be very happy with this. Yeah, but I think in general all the red non-creatures are very, very exciting.
Yeah, I think Glassworks might be a mistake, to be honest. Like I think I think you can just play this card as like an archetype. To be honest.
Oh yeah, just just a mono removal, and then when they're out of stuff, then just like unlock this and they die.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no, Glassworks seems really good. Yeah, okay. And then now is the uncommon non-creatures. There's quite a bit. 7.
Dude, that sounds fun. Maybe I can draft some 0 creature decks in this format.
Yeah, red seems like the non-creatures are very, very exciting.
Oh my god, we even have a Pyroclasm? That's crazy. All right. Okay, Trial of Agony, 1 mana sorcery. Choose target creatures and opponent controlled by the same opponent. That player chooses one of those creatures. Trial of Agony deals 5 damage to that creature, and the other can't block this turn. That's cool.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Okay, next card, Violent Urge, 1 mana, instant target creature gets +1/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. Delirium, if there are 4 or more card types, that creature gains double strike until end of turn. Okay. Betrayer's Bargain, 2 mana instant. As additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature or enchantment, or pay 2. Bargain deals 5 damage to target creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Okay, so you have to pay the additional cost, sacrifice creature or enchantment, or pay 2. So that's going to be 4 mana if you don't sack something.
Yep. Okay.
Pyroclasm, 2 mana sorcery, deals 2 damage to each creature.
Yeah.
Untimely Malfunction, 2 mana instant, choose 1. Destroy target artifact. Change the target of target spell or ability with a single target. Or 1 or 2 target creatures can't block this turn. Okay. Vengeful Possession, 3 mana sorcery, gain control of target creatures on turn, untap it against haste on end of turn. You may discard a card. If you do, draw a card.
Okay. And then the room is.
Yeah, so that's nice that the active treason. Like I think formats are ruined whenever there's like deal stack synergy at common.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like having uncommon's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Painter's Studio, 3 mana. When you unlock this door, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them until the end of your next turn. And Defaced Gallery, 2 mana. Whenever you attacking creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I think these are pretty exciting too, right? These non-creatures. Well, I think Vengeful Possession, the Act of Treason effect, is probably the most insane out of this bunch because it's a full deck by itself, right?
Yeah, sure.
Right, you can just take this, and then you can there's this that sacks the thing
like
to deal 5. There's the 1 mana black card that sacks the thing to exile one of their things, right?
Yep.
So that's just an archetype by itself. So like Vengeful Possession is going to be just nuts so in Black Red.
Yeah, then we saw a few sack outlet units in black.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can just sack them with the other stuff. Yeah, pretty strong.
I mean, what I'm looking at mainly is like, dude, it looks like there are ways to just play like non-creature decks. I think. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. It seems like there's a lot. Red is just like, remove this, or whatever. There's card advantage too here, and oh my god, I am so ready to get someone with Untimely Malfunction. I think to change the target of a spell or ability. Oh my god, the blowout. Imagine the blowout, dude.
Yeah, at least this card is a little bit versatile as well, so it can be like a falter or whatever.
Yeah. I think if your opponent has artifacts, then you definitely want to play this. So like, if the artifact
Sure.
creatures or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, these seem great. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with everything.
The trial of agony doesn't seem playable, or what do you think?
Trial of Agony is weird, right? Usually,
Mm-hmm.
this doesn't seem that good. But then again,
Yeah.
it's also
you
two
kill their
creatures
worst
can't block,
unit.
right?
And get an attack in, yeah.
They choose
Pretty aggressive, I guess.
They basically choose which creature gets the 5 damage. So you
Mm-hmm.
can't really target a 6 or higher toughness with this card.
Yep.
Because then it doesn't really work out for you too well, I would say. But
it sounds pretty awkward, to be honest.
it seems good in aggro, I would say. But other than that,
Okay.
I don't think it's like crazy. So yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. That's red. Oh, we're zooming past
Nice.
these. Very nice. All right.
Dude,
so
exciting.
yeah, let's go ahead and do our last color now. So color equals green. All right. Oh my god, what is green getting this time? Green is always OP these days, right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so common green creatures, no 1-drops. We start at 2. So there's a 2-mana 2/2 Death Touch. Whenever attacks, another creature you control gains Death Touch as well until end of turn. Okay. There's a 2-mana 3/1. When it enters or dies, Surveil 1. One of my favorite cards ever in Magic. Dude. Well, this was a
I
bunch of the
hate 2-mana
machine.
3/1s.
I freaking love
Yeah,
2-mana
it's much.
3/1s. I just cannot stop like liking them. Okay, next.
Dude.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
have a
gosh, okay,
3-mana
okay.
2/3 Vigilance. Whenever a face down permanent you control enters, and whenever this or another permanent you control is turned face up, it gets a counter, a +1/+1 counter. So it just gets bigger whenever face down or face up thing. Okay.
Okay.
There's a 3-mana 4/2 enchantment creature that's reach, and when it dies, you gain 2 life. Okay. There's a 3-mana 2/1, and when it enters, you search your library for a basic land card and put it in your hand. Okay, that's already very good. And it also has a Delirium ability. And basically, when you have Delirium, it gets +1/+2 and Vigilance. Wow. Okay, that's insane. We have a 4-mana 3/4 reach that when it enters, you can discard a card or pay 2 mana to destroy a room. Okay. There's a 4-mana 4/4 that's a survival ability that gains you 2 life. Okay. There is a 5-mana 5/4 that when it dies, you manifest Dread. And then finally, there is the Cycler, right? The 6-mana. Oh my god. This cycle is big.
It's
okay.
big.
It's a 6-mana 7/6 trample with 2-mana 4 cycling.
That's
Jesus
hilarious.
Christ. Okay, I don't know why the green one is so. Why is this so big?
Yeah, it's ginormous. I mean, it's weird that green creatures aren't the biggest these days usually.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah. Obviously, like this is also brawls with the 5/7 vigilance really well, right? So, okay, so these are all insane. No,
I mean, I like some of them. I think most of them are a little bit underwhelming, probably.
really?
I don't know.
Okay, I think the green is the best common 2-drop, right? Where Watchdog.
Yeah, I hate 2-mana 3/1s.
2-mana 3s are so
Like,
insane. They're so ridiculous.
I know. I always take
my
9 to 12 damage.
Yeah, and then this also trades up. It kills X3s. If your opponent plays a 3-mana like 2/3 or whatever, it trades up. And the ability is insane. When there's a set with Delirium. No, Watchdog is insane. Also, the Centipede is OP too, right? Just
Centipede.
3-mana 2/1 draw card.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite one out of all of them, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, even the clunky cards, like this 4-mana 4/4, the 5-mana 5/4, these are good too.
Yeah, I don't see me playing the Survivor that much, to be honest. I'll probably play the Beastie decent amount.
Okay. I think anytime a card says gain life, it's really strong. So it's like it just messes up your opponent's combat and counting and their reach and stuff. Like, so yeah, I think this is just fine. This 4 was just fine. But yeah, green cards are insane. I'm gonna say yeah. I think this is the best common creature. Very much. I just love this effect. All right.
Illegal, man.
It's actually illegal. Like this, I would actually rate like B+. Like I would pick this over a lot of stuff. All right, uncommon creatures. There's 9, lots of creatures again. Okay, so we have a 1-mana 1/2. Okay, as an ability. So to pay 2 mana, sacrifice it to either destroy an artifact, destroy an enchantment, or draw a card, and then you put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Okay. Low ramp. There's a 1-mana 3/3 artifact creature, huge, but it cannot attack unless it can't attack or block unless you have Delirium. But at the beginning of upkeep, you can mill a card, so it helps you fuel the delirium. Okay.
Okay.
There's a 2-mana 2/2 of survival, and if it survives, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land card, and put it in your hand. The rest on the bottom. Okay. So if it survives, it draws you a land. There is a 2-mana 0/4 that taps to add a mana of any color, or taps to add 2 mana of any color, only for turning things face up. Okay.
Damn it. I mean, that's huge.
That's
big.
Yeah, that's a little weird though. Okay. There is a 3-mana 3/2 survivor. So that's the So if it survives, it manifests dread. Oh. 3-mana 3/2. If it survives, you get a manifest dread. That's pretty powerful. Yeah. There's a 3-mana 5/4 trample. It's an enchantment creature, but you have to tap 2 creatures or lands to cast this as well. So kind of like a 5-mana 5/4, but 3-mana 5/4 convoke kind of thing, you know? Okay.
Yep.
There is a 4-mana 5/4 with delirium, and it says whenever it attacks and you have delirium, you look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it onto the battlefield. If you don't put it on the battlefield, put it in your hand. Okay. So like a mini Nadu, right? Okay. Yeah. There's a 5-mana 3/4 haste. Oh wow, that's interesting. 5-mana 3/4 haste, and then if it survives, that's the survival mechanic. Put 3 counters on a land you control. It becomes a 0/0 elemental creature, and it gains haste until your next turn. So you animate a land to a 3/3 if it survives.
Wait, what's the point of the haste though? So
you can attack it on the turn. What? You mean on the land?
Yeah. So
I guess you can tap it for mana, I guess, or yeah. I guess you can tap it for mana on your turn.
Okay.
The haste is kind of weird.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's a little weird because you can't attack with this ever, right?
Yeah.
On the turn that you animate it.
Yeah, the reason why it gains haste until your next turn is just so that people don't get confused if like that mana entered the battlefield on that turn.
Yeah, sure. But it's until your next turn, so you can also tap mana for your opponent's turn. All right, and then we got legendary uncommon, 7-mana 9/9 Altenac.
Oh, I'm in.
Legendary creature base. Hey, you want a 7-mana 9/9 trample that has it's an upside. Whenever it becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you draw a card. Okay. And then you can also pay 2 mana to discard it from your hand to return a land card from your graveyard to your battlefield tapped. I mean, sure, why not? Yeah, that seems really good, obviously. Once again, these creatures green just has the best creatures, right? Like,
dude. Imagine you're playing green-black and you just flash this guy in with 5 mana.
Flash which guy in? Oh,
you mean the
Altenac? Oh my, yeah. I mean, the reanimation colors are more black, white, right? But if you want to do it on green, there's a little bit of splash reanimation.
Yeah,
that seems really good.
Just play it all, probably.
Yeah, and then I mean, Defiant Survivor just seems stupid.
Yep.
It seems stupid.
It'll probably be a frustrating card to play against, I think.
Yeah, right. It's like, what was it called? Like if you do a combat trick. Right, because your opponent has to block this. Then you eat their guy and you get a 2/2, and you have to deal this next turn again. Jesus Christ, yeah, that's ridiculous. And then I don't know, most of these are just great. The Thresher is great.
Yeah, the fungus. Yeah, the fungus is flexible as well. I like it.
Oh, the fungus is good too, because you can just all creatures in this set are like artifacts and enchantments, and you can kill rooms, and there's a lot of targets for this, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that card seems awesome.
Very good. All right, going to common non-creatures. There's only 6. All right, starting with a 2-mana instant. Target creature gets Death Touch and indestructible until end of turn. Oh my god, so good with the survivors. Holy shit. There's a 2-mana card sorcery called Manifest Dread, and the ability is Manifest Dread. Of course, yeah. That actually seems really good already too. Yeah. All right, next up we have Monstrous Emergence. For 2 mana, you get a sorcery. As additional cost. To cast a spell, you choose a creature you control or reveal a creature card from your hand, and it deals damage equal to the power of whatever you chose. Okay. And then we have a 2-mana sorcery, mill 3 cards, then you may return a creature or line card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. And then you can exile this card and 2 other cards that's also this card, so say its name, So exile 3, say its name in your graveyard. To search your graveyard hand and or library for a card named Altenac, the thrice wait, that's the 9/9 trample.
Yeah, that's a 9/9.
And put it onto the battlefield. Okay.
Wait, what?
So you have 3 of these in your graveyard, you get the 9/9 for free.
Dude, that's fun.
That's pretty fun. Wait, so you can get a 9/9 on turn 2. Right?
On turn 2?
Because you can cast this.
Oh.
Mill 2 more.
Okay.
And then
Mill
9/9.
2 more? Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Frantic Strength. So 3 mana, you get a Flash Aura, and the creature gets +2/+2 and trample. Okay, cool. And then the common room is for 3 mana. When you unlock this door, you search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield, tap and shuffle. Okay, sure. 3 mana ramp. And then for 6 mana, the other room is when you unlock it, you manifest Dread and put 3 counters on it.
Okay.
Wow, that's like, wait, that's really good too.
Good. It ramps into itself. It was cool.
Doesn't the room remind you of like the Beanstalk Giant from Eldraine? Right?
Yeah.
It is a common.
Yeah, something like that.
Wait, this card is insane. I really like this card. Ramps you get a 6 mana 5/5 later. Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, are these cards all insane as well?
Yeah, you can play blue-green as well, and then if the Flying Hill Giant connects, you just get
you just get this for free?
It's
Oh
pretty
my
good
god, that's gross. Okay, yeah, that is gross. Blue green, man.
Dude, I am so excited to play like 8 copies of Say Its Name. And then not find the 9/9.
And then not find the I guess if you draft the 9. Wait, honestly though, I think this card might be just good by itself. Mill 3 cards and return a creature for a land. I think this was an instant before. So this is a sorcery because it has the second ability, but this card is good because you don't need to choose from the mill cards. You can choose any creature of your land.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, because the most recent ones you have to choose from the mill cards, right? So
yep.
I think this is really good too. And then you have a fight. You have a punch spell. You have an aura that you have your combat track that's permanent, and then you have a very good 2-drop. Wait, the green just seems cracked already again.
Yeah, I think the Monstrous Emergence is fantastic. I think cards.
Yeah, Monstrous Emergence has to be insane, right? Because like you can't even remove your creature in response.
Yep.
Because Monstrous Emergence deals damage. Yeah, they can't. So you do this, you choose your 3/3. They kill your 3/3. It still deals 3 damage.
Yeah, like your 3/3 in your hand, you mean, right?
No, on the board.
Choose creature controller, reveal a creature hand deals damage equals power
of the creature you chose.
Ah,
so it doesn't still need to be there.
What you're saying? Okay. Yeah, you're right.
That's ridiculous. Oh, I guess it doesn't work if your opponent does -3/-3, because it then turns to 0.
The only thing.
But that's like the only the blowout. So this is not even this is like blowout proof. Oh, it doesn't work with Death Touch creatures. So that's the thing. Like if you want to do this on the 2/2 Death Touch, it doesn't work because this card deals the damage.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay, cool. But these all seem insane.
But it's good.
All right, uncommons. We're 6. All right, we have a 1 mana sorcery. It says tap 1 or 2 target untapped creatures you control. They each deal damage equal to their power equal to another creature an opponent controls. Okay,
that seems good.
That seems good. I'm actually most excited about this card. Oh my god, this card! I saw it. I was like, this is insane. 2 mana sorcery. You shuffle an artifact or enchantment opponent controls into the library. Okay, and then you can shuffle 4 target cards, up to 4 target cards from your graveyard into your library.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness. All right, we can talk about this later. Let's finish this first. There's a 3 mana instant that's modal. You exile an artifact, exile an enchantment, or you manifest Dread for 3 mana. There's another 3 mana sorcery. It says manifest Dread, and then you can return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, seems very strong.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, threats around every corner. For 4 mana, you get an enchantment. When it ETBs, you manifest Dread. And then whenever a face-down permanent you control enters, you search your library for a basic land card and put it on the battlefield tapped. Wow.
Yeah, that seems broken.
And then the uncommon room is for 3 mana, lands you control have add 1 mana of any color. Okay, so yeah, just any color. And then the 4 mana room is when you unlock this, mill 4 cards and then return 2 permanents from among them to your hand. Return up to 2 permanent cards from among them. So this one doesn't search the whole graveyard, right? It only searches for the 4 cards.
Yeah, I don't like this card. I don't think.
I don't think the room is good,
I don't like it.
but everything else seems very good. So I'm gonna talk about the cathartic parting a little bit more, okay?
Yeah, let's talk about it here.
Cause like, you know, you're manifesting dread, you're going through your library very fast, right? So it is very easy to kind of just go mill out in this format, in my opinion, right? Because like you just want to turbo mill and delirium decks too. So if you have this, not only do you like kind of like, you know, just shuffle your best cards, 2 of them is infinite, right? It's kind of like the devious cover up from before, and usually the effect is kind of bad. This effect is insane. You tuck away an artifact and enchantment. That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, that's like better than destroying usually. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Like.
Yeah.
That's crazy. If you tuck away a room that is kind of just gone, I think this card is just like I would like rate it close to like A.
I mean, I can already envision my 4 or 5 color no creature deck.
You just playing this?
And
Yeah,
like,
right? Oh my god,
and
this
like
is
2 or
so
3
nuts.
copies of Cathartic Parting. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is really good.
I like it.
I mean, the 3 mana instant is insane too. The under the skin, you manifest dread. The card you don't choose, you can return to your hand because this doesn't target. So that's cool too. And then you just got another manifest dread payoff. Like, I mean, these are just bonkers again.
Yeah, threats around every corner is fantastic. I think that card is ridiculous.
Okay, well, is green the best color then? I just looking at this, I think green might be the best color. Just a common and common.
Yeah, green is pretty cool. I mean, the thing is that we didn't see a common mana dork, right? Like, we didn't see a common.
Yeah,
mana dork
that's true. Usually there is a common mana dork, but the uncommon mana dork is it's a 0/4, so it's not as good. Yeah. So I guess it's more stompy based, I would say. Yeah, green is a little bit more stompy based. All right, so now we're gonna finish it off with color stuff. So this would be any rarity, I guess, and then everything. Okay, cool. Ooh. I guess, okay, you get, I mean, the lands are just fine. We don't need to talk about the lands too much, right? The dual lands, like,
yeah,
they're just good.
Unless there's anything special.
Yeah, they're just good. If you want to splash, then it's good. If it's in your color, it's usually just good. And, yeah, 13 life, sure, sometimes it comes up or whatever, right? Cool. Oh, and there's also an Evolving Wilds, I believe, right? Yeah, there's also Terramorphic Expanse, which I would say is higher priority if you're Delirium, because it bins that land so easily.
Yeah, it seems good. I mean, I'm probably gonna be 4 or 5 colors, so yeah.
Oh,
be...
okay. I think this is just really good. Yeah, this is very big. Okay, and now we'll just do remove all the lands, and then you can go over the colorless cards.
Okay.
And then we are done with the commons and commons.
All right, sounds good. So first card here, Bear Trap. 1 mana flash, 3 mana tap, sacrifice it, deals 3 damage to target creature. Okay. Next card here, Found Footage. 1 mana, you may look at face down creatures your opponents control anytime. 2 mana, sacrifice Found Footage, surveil 2, then draw a card.
Okay.
Keys to the House. 1 mana, artifact, 1 mana tap, sacrifice Keys to the House. Search your library for basic land card, reveal it. Put it in your hand, then shuffle. Or 3 mana, sacrifice. Lock or unlock a door of target room you control. Activate as a sorcery. That's cool. So you can lock a door. That's awesome.
So just unlock it again. Yeah, cool. Okay.
Friendly Teddy. 2 mana, 2/2. When it dies, each player draws a card. Glimmerlight. 2 mana. When Glimmerlight enters, make a 1/1 white glimmer enchantment creature token, and then equip creature gets +1/+1, cost 1 to equip. Right, we got a Saw coming up next. This is an uncommon. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 whenever equipped creature attacks. You may sacrifice a permanent other than that creature or Saw. If you do, draw a card, and it costs 2 to equip.
Okay.
Right. Attack in the box. Well, that's not scary at all. 3 mana, 2/4. When attacking the box attacks, you may have it get +4/+0 until end of turn. If you do, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, that's an interesting card. What the heck? Huh? Okay, next card here, Haunted Screen. 3 mana, tap, add black or white, or you can tap, pay a life, add green, blue, or red.
Okay.
And then it has an activated ability, 7 mana, put 7+1/+1 counters on haunted screen. It becomes a 0/0 spirit creature in addition to its other types, active only once.
Okay.
Right? That's
So
pretty cool.
Mana rock that becomes big, and basically you have to pay a
Yeah,
left to make
big.
it color, right? Color TV or whatever.
Yep. Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
What in the world? I like that. I mean, I do like that. All right. And then the
Yeah,
last two
last
cards here. Conductive Machete. 4 mana. When Conductive Machete enters, manifest Dread, then attach Machete to that creature. The creature gets +2/+1, and then has 4 mana to equip.
Okay.
And then the very last card here, Malevolent Chandelier, 6 mana, flying. 6 mana, 4/4 flying. 2 mana, put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay, so another sort of clear the mind type
Play
thing.
the mindset card, or if your opponent has like those flashback, the right at the moth, then you can like tuck it.
Yep.
Kind of.
The
Alright.
sorcery speed is like super awkward on that, to be honest.
Well, it kind of has to be, right? Otherwise, your opponent's reanimator deck doesn't work anymore. So.
I mean, isn't that
Yeah.
fine? Or maybe not fine.
Maybe
I
it's
don't
not
know.
fine at common. I don't think. Yeah.
I mean, if you're playing a 6 mana 4/4 artifact flyer, I mean,
wait,
the
wait.
stat
6
line's
mana
not
4/4
terrible,
flying
but-
is pretty good, no? And
Yeah.
that's not a bad stat line. I'm pretty happy with this. Cause like I
Yeah.
remember in what is it called? March of the Machine, and also in
Mhm.
the other set, the Strixhaven. This ability was on the 6 mana 4/5 reach, and I was
Yep.
pretty happy with that. So I think this is actually
Yep.
pretty.
No,
I
for
think this is
sure.
okay. I'm happy with this card. It's good filler. But other than that, yeah, these are fine. I mean, these are just
Yeah, I think I like the haunted screen. The haunted screen is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean that enables like the sort of multicolored deck, and then also it can become a threat at some point. So still a 0 creature deck technically.
Yeah. Mana rock. If you want to ramp, you can. It also rewards you
like
for
that.
ramping too, right? So yeah.
Yep.
I think that's good. The other cards are okay.
And it can play for itself.
I guess Conductive Machete just kind of goes in every deck. I don't know, like 4 mana 4/3 with like 2 upsides. You can flip it, and you get a free equipment if you want to sacrifice the equipment to something. You can, because the equip cost is insane. But like I think this is pretty good. You just get a cute little 2-for-1 that you had to work for.
Yeah, the machete.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, because you
Yeah,
can
that's a
just
good point, actually.
yeah, you can just sacrifice it to anything, and yeah, flipping a face up it seems really good because it doesn't need to be a 4 mana 4/3. If you flip it up, it
Mhm.
can be crazy. So yeah, all right, there you go. I think that is it, right? For comments in the comments.
Yeah, for comments and comments.
Okay,
What do we think so far?
dude,
Which-
I kind of down. I like the set.
Yeah, the set seems cool for sure.
Seems very, very, very cool. Also, it doesn't seem like that you're gonna lose the game on turn 1 or 2, right? Because like there are some formats where your opponent plays like Neighborhood Guardian and then you're dead, right?
Okay.
It doesn't seem like that there are any cards that go like, okay, I play this, you're dead. You might slowly die because if your opponent plays like a Survivor 2-drop and you don't have a 2-drop to block it,
Mhm.
and then they get
Yeah,
like
yeah, that's
incremental
true.
value, that can be kind of annoying. So like even this, like 2/2 Vigilance when it attacks Surveil 1, like that could be annoying if you can't deal with it on turn 2. But generally speaking, I feel like there's a lot of play to it. Right?
Yeah, I think what I like so far is that all of the cards they seem pretty creative, and it seems like a lot of these cards can work together in a lot of different shells, which I feel like hasn't really been the way the cards are designed in a lot of recent sets. So I'm pretty excited about that as well.
I'm also very excited that you don't have to go like Bloomberg draft was like okay. I think the drafting portion was kind of lame because if you're rabbits, you go, oh, I'm rabbits or whatever, right? But here you can
Yeah.
there's a lot of different things you do. You can be like Reanimator and then maybe splash a little bit of Eerie, or you can be a little bit of 2-power creatures and then like that kind of stuff. There's a lot of random synergy that I think makes this set kind of interesting to me. And also, we haven't played rooms before, right? So yeah, that seems like pretty fun.
Yeah, the room seems super fun for sure. Like I love build around type mechanics and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, Shroud Stomper. I mean, I didn't rate this super high, but hell, I'm gonna play with this card. I mean, come on, this is huge, right? So
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. I think we should save the rare and mythic for maybe after the early access, or maybe tomorrow even.
Sure.
Whenever.
Yeah,
it
let's
is.
do that.
We
When
can,
yeah, when exactly is the early access?
I
We can do it
yeah.
just whenever after.
Yeah, we can definitely sync up. But event information, it says start time is Wednesday. Oh, you want to
Okay.
just do it tomorrow then?
Oh yeah, you do it tomorrow.
Yeah,
Actually.
same time, same place. Because we
Sure.
got all the comments and the comments through with, so we kind of know. And you know, rares and mythics are pretty fun, anyways. You know, it's alright.
Yep.
It's so good. Yeah. All right.
Sounds
Cool. Any last comments before we head off here?
good. I'm excited for this limit set. I honestly haven't been excited for a lot of limited sets recently. I know that I'm more of a hater than you are.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, you are kind of a hater. It's like, oh, I can't
Yeah,
do fun stuff or whatever.
Exactly.
But yeah, I generally like attacking and like playing onboard stuff. I think that's a very interesting puzzle. Whenever you go like, oh, should I attack here? Should I block here? I think that's like super interesting. So that's definitely my type of Magic. But I do prefer sets where there's like a bigger puzzle at play, like this one, right?
Yeah, my goal once again is just to draft like the weirdest decks and to try to keep my creature count honestly as low as possible.
As low as possible. Oh my
if possible.
god,
Yeah,
creatures
if
are the
possible.
best card type in Magic. Come on.
I know. I mean, that's the problem, Amaz. That's
Oh
the
my
problem.
God. Yeah. Oh my god. Ghostly Keybear. Oh, this is gonna be so sweet. All right. Well, thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll be back on Tuesday if you're watching this live. For the rares and mythics of Deathsie. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then I guess you just need to wait for that video to come out. All right. See you guys later.
See you later, Amaz.
Bye.
Bye, chat.
All right. See ya.